And then, okay, and I'm gonna.
Nick, are you having problems with the Twitch?
I'm just trying to get it up now. Yeah.
Oh, now I see it. Okay.
Are
Yeah,
we
me too.
online?
Good.
Yes, we are. Good. So then, Abel, if you want to start, and then meanwhile, I'll do some customer service.
Sure. Well, welcome everyone. We are here live. We're about to broadcast the 2020 San Francisco Scholastic Chess Championship. I'm Abel Talamantes. I'm the chess director of the Mechanics Institute. And joining us is Grandmaster Nick DeFermian, our Grandmaster in Residence, FIDE Master Paul Whitehead, who always does our commentary, and Dr. Judith Starry, organizer extraordinaire, who's put together this amazing event. So really quickly, the San Francisco Scholastic Championship is an all kids, all free event that originated with Nick DeFermian, I believe, right? Nick, you kind of is the first one. And it's been in Golden Gate Park every year, completely free for kids. And, we've been getting over 200. Last year was 250. This year, obviously, we weren't able to organize the event live, so we postponed it. We thought we wouldn't be able to hold it, but we were having a lot of success with our online events and tournaments. And we had started doing Scholastic events online, and we said, why don't we try to organize this tournament online this year, just to keep the continuity and keep the kids playing. And what I originally thought might be, a tournament of like 100 kids. I think we are well in excess of 300 for this event, which is absolutely amazing, and we're really excited about it. And so we'll see how everything goes. We are going to have non-rated sections in kindergarten through second, grades 3 through 5, grades 6 to 12. And then we're going to have a USCF online rated section for under 1,000. And then we're also having a USCF online rated section for 1,000 plus, and that will be our championship section. So the San Francisco Scholastic Champion will be the winner of that 1,000 plus section. And we will have trophy prizes, but as we've told the parents, the trophy distribution will happen after the Mechanics Institute reopens, and parents can pick up their awards there, and we'll have the final results then. So welcome, everyone. Thanks for kind of joining and tuning in.
Okay, and if you guys are watching, because I did encourage a few people to watch the Twitch so we can guide them through, we are not yet, or probably roughly in the 50 minutes window, so you can join right now. If you are unable to join, and then we'll try to help you, but it's really hard last minute, but hopefully we will be able to join, okay? So...
Yeah, so we've been doing a lot of not troubleshooting, but customer service just in the last 24 hours, helping parents, because, for a lot of parents, actually, as we've been building up the online community with our San Francisco players and the players in the area, and, a lot of, Southgate players have been coming to participate also. We've had to do a lot of education of what it's like and the steps, and Judith's done an amazing job in kind of guiding parents and kids and players on how to use ChessKid, chess.com. And so we've been doing a lot of Zoom seminars and email exchanges on how to get their kids registered. So here we are. There's a few last minute things, but all the games are going to start at 11 a.m. That is the plan. And I think we actually set it so that it would start at 11:05.
Yeah.
Is that right? We just gave ourselves a 5-minute cushion just in case. And another really cool thing about this event today is we're going to have a lot of special guests joining in, for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and just have them lend their support to the event and talk about Scholastic chess. We're scheduled to have Grandmaster Patrick Wolf, who's a 2-time U.S. champion and the chair of the chess committee here at the Mechanics Institute. We'll have Coach Jay Stallings from Southern California, he'll have a little special announcement and he's done a lot for Scholastic Chess. He organizes the Southern California state championship because in the U.S. Chess Federation, Northern California and Southern California are broken up. We'll also have Grandmaster Sam Shanklin, the 2018 U.S. champion and world-class elite player. Susan Polgar, Grandmaster Susan Polgar will join us later as well. And then we have two guests, two women international masters, Yvette Garcia Morales and Alejandra Guerrero, both from Mexico. They have their kids playing from their chess academies in this event, which is really, really cool.
And from Mexico.
From Mexico, yeah. And,
wow.
And Juan Zendejas is also going to join us along with them.
He's not a kid; he can't play.
But he brought some kids from Mexico actually, because he also coaches a club from Mexico.
Okay.
So we have a lot going on today. It'll be really exciting, and this is we say that this is going to be a celebration of chess, of sportsmanship, friendship, competition, and just being thankful that we can all participate in this way through chess online, given everything that's going on. So it's a real honor for us to be able to bring this event to everyone. We hope everyone has fun and has a good time, and learn more about what we do at the Mechanics Institute and about our future events and all things chess. How's it going, Nick and Paul?
Well, I'm doing fine. Shout out to Kevin, who's I hope he's playing, my students, and he joined my class on Wednesday. So
he did. Very nice.
He sent me a little note in chess.com. Looking forward to your class.
Fantastic. And he was actually trying to play. We're engaged at the moment also in a chess.com clubs league match that's wrapping up. And some of the players that are playing the Scholastic Championship are actually playing in that, and then they're going to rush over and register for the championship. Players like I'm imagining he's going to be the #1 seed in the championship section of the San Francisco Scholastic. FIDE Master Eric Lee, he's actually playing.
Wow. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we actually have a lot of stronger players playing the championship rated section.
He'll be the strongest player that ever played, Nick, I think. For sure.
Yeah, probably. And we're going to have, he may not be the only master in that field. This is kind of one of the beauties of online play is it sort of opens itself up to more players. Not to minimize the joy and the importance of over-the-board real life play, but I think we're going to get a lot of nice surprises out of this online version that we may not have had otherwise. And even as I'm commentating here, I'm registering people into the chess club so they can participate in the tournament. So everything's going to be last minute, but just for everyone watching, when 11:05 rolls around or when the tournament starts, there's pretty much nothing else we can do. Even us as tournament directors, because it's on the Chess Kid platform and then the championship section's on the chess.com platform. Once these events start online, we don't really have control over the tournament itself. Any issue that comes up, we're going to have to take it on after. So parents, if you're out there watching and something happens, whether it's a misclick or a disconnection, those are things that we won't be able to solve in the moment. We're going to have to take them up after, unfortunately. But most of our events, and we've been doing this for a couple of months, and we do them every day and every night. We're having Scholastic events and regular events. We rarely have an issue that's like a really bad glitch that affects everyone. Although we have had isolated issues, and we can help with those after the fact. But we don't have the power to manipulate chess.com or ChessKid to correct something. So just to be aware, we have limitations with regards to what we can do in this format. It is 11 o'clock, so if for those of you just tuning in,
the chess.com tournament starts in 4 minutes, and we have 74 players. And let me go
That's
on.
amazing.
Let me go on the chess kid, and let's try to pull that up a little bit, and then I'm gonna switch.
Yeah, let's see what that looks like.
That looks like it's still loading.
And Eric Lee is still playing his game, his final game. It's like seconds away from finishing. And
But
Eric,
I don't think actually he can join 2 tournaments at once. So.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's wanting to wrap this up so he can play. And Robbie Adamson just ran out of time, so Eric Lee defeated FIDE master Robbie Adamson.
Good. Like he's good.
And the match ended in a draw,
12-12. So did we win all the last 3 games? It says we have. Somebody said we had to win all the last 3 games to draw the match.
And it happened. Kyron Griffith won, Eric Lee won, and whoever the other player won. So it was a draw, 12-12. So Eric Lee, hurry up and register and get into the San Francisco Scholastic.
And everyone, the other tournaments are starting in 1 minute. You can see the championship section has 56 players. The grade 3 to 5 has 55.
Incredible.
3 through 12 has 46, and then the 6 to 12 has 24. So, oh my God, it's exciting.
Yeah, and we are likely to have more people register around late for whatever reason, because people do have the ability to do that. So it'll be interesting to see what these final numbers are. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and I apologize for the people. I just need to. I'm gonna help a few people still.
And for everyone watching the broadcast, just be patient with us because we're going to be dealing with monitoring all the different sections, the guests coming on.
Yeah, and the other thing I wanted everyone to know that it's a multi-step process. So when you register for the tournament, not only we need to know your username, we then have to make sure that a person is in our club. Then we have to assign people to sections. It's a lot of steps and sometimes back and forth. So that's why planning is very important in online tournaments, actually.
Well, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. Okay, so it is in progress. Some has started already. For example, the K through K grade 2 non-rated has started with 46 players.
Wow.
And then the other one too started. So
with less than a minute left, Eric Lee did join, so he is in the field. Abhinav Panagalapati is the number 2 seed. Rohan Rajaram is number 3. Yeah. Shaunak Shivakumar 4, and Javier Silva is number 5 currently.
So we have some strong players.
Very strong field in the.
So let's agree to, for now, let's focus on the chess.com section.
I like seeing this chess kids thing as well, though. It's cool.
Okay, so we got a feedback that if we jump a lot, it's less clear for the audience which game we follow. So let's do like 15 minutes out of the chess.com, and then we move on to Chess Kid.
Sure, and I just think that the time control makes it so that we sort of have to flip through games.
Yeah.
So there's very little we can do with regards to that. Actually, I see Eric might have jumped out of the tournament.
What is the time control? Just curious.
It's game in 15.
Okay.
He did jump out. I don't know why.
I think he was tired. He played 2 very long games. Yeah. And I think the increment is 5 seconds. So it's game in 15 plus 5.
And it started.
It's underway. And we have King 29, Abhinav Panagalapati. He is the number 1 seed in this tournament, playing against Sparky Chess Tiger. So let's see.
Chess Tiger. And how many players are in this section now? 78.
Yeah.
Wow.
78 players and probably counting.
It looks like Magnus Carlsen's playing as well.
Yes. We did have a fun Magnus Carlsen username. So
So we had someone in the chat ask if the stream can be on while they're playing. Definitely not. And just for all players to be aware, every one of these games is going to be run through fair play screening. So do not have the broadcast on while you play. Don't have chess base up while you play. Don't have any kind of computer aid notes. The opening book. Don't have Nick DeFermian's Modern Chess openings up while you play. Keep the games clean and don't leave any chance that for somebody to think that you might be using an aid, because every single one of these games is going to be screened for fair play violations. So just be aware. And we've also asked the parents in the email that we sent out, the welcome email, to just kind of help us by just monitoring to make sure, because a lot of the instances of what might be a fair play violation may be completely unintended. You might have a kid watching a training video just to kill time while they play, not realizing that in itself is something that would be considered fair play. So we're asking the parents help with that and educating them, and yeah.
And parents probably shouldn't be suggesting moves either.
No, they shouldn't.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
That would be bad. I actually remember, I don't even know why I'm going to share this story. During a SIMO with Daniel Naroditsky, when I had my own chess club, this was back in 2014. We were doing 2013, I think. We were doing a SIMO with the kids, and actually had a parent with their tablet recommending moves to the kid. So I had to remove the parent, and it's just, I guess they get carried away sometimes, but yes, parents behaving badly, we do not want that. Because in the end of the day, it's the kid that's going to be hurt from that. So,
yeah.
So what are we seeing here?
And sending siblings out of the room too.
Basic, yeah. You should do this. You should do that.
Right.
Yeah, this is White is playing like Magnus Carlsen here. That's
well, White does that sometimes in the Tuesday Night Online, and he's a very strong player. He's over 2,000 over the board, so his rating there matches his strength.
Is this hold the center and then roll up the pawns on the king's side?
Yeah, there was a recent game Magnus did just that.
I know. I saw your annotations for that in the newsletter. Yeah.
And you know what I'm excited about? This is the first San Francisco Scholastic where there won't be illegal moves.
That's right, because the computer's going to force the issue.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. It's
that is something that that was noticed last year. A lot of the preponderance of illegal moves.
Did Black just give a pawn away in the middle of the board here, Nick?
Okay, I guess I'm lagging.
Black played knight f6 to d7 and might have just given away a pawn.
And Andy Slade, did you guys see his comments? He's funny. Because one of the very unique ability in these online tournaments, you can't make illegal moves, right?
Yeah, we just talked about it. That Paul was mentioning that one of the things we won't see this time is the first ever without an illegal move.
Yeah, sorry. I can't.
That was Nick, actually, but
yeah.
So Black just gave a pawn away, Nick.
Yes, that was very kind of him. I don't know why he was so generous.
And the thing for a lot of kids, probably, we're going to have a large group of kids that may not be used to a faster time control. So we'll see how they adjust. The ones that have been playing in our online community, we've been doing these time control events often, even faster, actually. But if we have players that haven't played the mechanics club previously, they're used to the usual game in 30 time control or longer. This will be an adjustment because clock management is an issue.
Well, there's I just noticed that one of the participants has a great name. I love it. You will resign. Yes, you will.
And that's partly why I actually include the pairing names and everything. These kids can come up with very hilarious names, so I like it.
We should give a small trophy for best username.
Well, right now, that's the only one I can see that really strikes my fancy.
And if you click on his profile, under that name it says "save time and resign!" exclamation point.
That's the kind of spirit you want to have in a chess game.
We have to admire the confidence. But if he ends up playing someone like Abi, let's see if that confidence holds true. But fantastic screen name. You want to switch to Ninja Trick and just kind of check in on that game? So Ninja Trick, who'll be watching shortly, that's Rohan Rajaram. Solid, almost 1,900 players. So his chess.com rating is pretty accurate.
And I will fix the screen very soon, okay? Sorry, guys.
So yeah, strong competition, a lot of competition. And for parents watching, so whatever child your section is in, if they're playing the chess kid sections, as soon as all the games are done in their section, the next round immediately starts right after that. So if you have a child that finishes their game early, you know that they won't have to play again until all the games in that section are done. And it also means that because of all the different sections that we have, all the games won't start and end at the exact same time. And we actually expect this championship section to be the very last section to finish, because typically these players use a lot of time, especially on the top of the seeding.
And so we have how many rounds?
5 rounds.
5 rounds.
5 rounds. Yeah.
So maybe about a 2.5 hour tournament.
Yeah, about that. It'd probably be a little longer since the increment is 5 seconds.
Okay.
But yeah, 2.5, 3 hours we're expecting.
Right.
We do expect the chess kids sections to end a little faster, but you never know. And for people watching, the under 1,000 K-12 and the championship section over 1,000 is online chess rated. USCF online chess rated does not affect person's USCF standard rating. USCF came up with a new rating system specifically just for online play, and it's rated under the quick and blitz time control. So this will be under the quick rating, which is anything under game in 30, just for people wondering. So this is a rated event for the top section.
Well, these are some serious players.
Yeah, we're not messing around here.
Yeah.
Or the players sure aren't.
Do you know? I don't see the list of players, but do we know some of the? I saw Andrew Ballantyne playing.
Yeah. Kevin Sun is in there. Andrew Ballantyne, Annika Rajaram. A lot of players that are known to our mechanics community, and a lot of new players that just saw this as a really cool, exciting event. And one of the things we're excited about is for people to be aware of our Scholastic and online chess community and all the events that we offer. So this is a cool event to introduce people to what mechanics is doing, and introduce them to some new opportunities. I just happen to be watching You Will Resign, Yes You Will, and that player will compel his opponent to resign in this first game, from what I see. So kudos to them. Let's see if that continues.
Carla Heredia is saying hello.
Yeah, she's from she is in Ecuador right now.
She's actually in Ecuador. Wow.
She actually
Hi, Carla.
Hey, Carla, and she actually rallied a lot of her own players to participate in this event. She was coordinating with Judith and I, sending us some players from Hamilton School, where she coaches. here in Novato, California, just almost right next door to San Francisco. So thank you, Carla, for recommending the tournament, bringing your students over here. And we look forward to seeing you back at Mechanics sometime soon. Do we want to peek into Javier Silva?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's try that. And for all the parents, if you guys are watching, if you join the tournament late, you won't be able to get the first round. So you have to patiently wait after hitting the join button. But if there's any other problem, just try emailing us. We'll try to help you. But at the same time, it's getting a little late. If you joined the tournament and accidentally withdrew, unfortunately, there's no way you can join back again. You will see a message saying that you're not allowed to join back.
So what does this look like? Javier Silva is a very strong player, I believe, from the Sacramento area. That's J3 Chess 24. How is this looking?
White's pouring on the pressure here.
Oh, yes. All those kingside pawns. The
Yeah.
F pawns. Looks tough for black.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Javier is a strong player. I'm wondering if this might have been an issue of just a momentary lapse of thought. But is black in actual real trouble here?
Looks
let's backs to the wall.
Those steps here, because I'll go to let's go. Let's see, move number 11. Huh. It's so
White breaks through here.
Yes, it doesn't look good, especially with that knight pinned from the previous position.
I'm wondering what he... Oh, okay.
A4 was an interesting move on White's part. Maybe black should have taken that pawn.
Maybe, yeah, keep things more open on the queen side.
Yeah, because now when it's a race between one side and the other, you always want to be the one attacking the king.
Yes. When you did, that pawn should have stayed on F5 to hold up White. Taking on G4 was a real mistake.
Okay, so this is where black thought a lot. I wish I didn't have these pop-ups. Sorry about that. And it took...
So F6.
Took...
Yeah, I was thinking White should take with the bishop here, but takes with the pawn.
Yeah,
the bishop
does win a... Bishop takes would win the game, I think. Now he has to go queen d6 check. Yes, good.
Yeah, I think White missed a much clearer cut continuation with bishop f6.
Now black may be able to hold off on those light square. Bishop and knight control a lot of them.
Yep. Black calmly I was going to say black calmly puts all his pieces on the queen side. Not too worried.
Well, rook to g1 for White.
Yeah, I think White still has something maybe going here.
Yeah, or queen h1.
What would have been the purpose of the knight c6? Is that...
Well, the knight was attacked, so I thought maybe it should have gone to the other direction to g6, but...
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that.
Didn't want to lose the h-pawn.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. The bishop would have captured on h5.
This just strikes me as being a funny game a little bit here. I'm not sure these last few moves.
And I guess the trick for white is to not let go of the pressure. Because as the game gets simplified, usually the stronger player will be able to find ways to neutralize, equalize.
You sound as though you're speaking from experience, Abel.
Yeah, that's the experience of sustained losses due to games. I mean, this has happened. Actually, I played a game against Abhinav in a tournament where I was winning, and he's the stronger player, and you just let go of the pressure, and then next thing you know, you're overwhelmed, and that's happened so many times to me. But that's what separates the players that are achieve that next level is that they know how to close the show, so to speak, or maintain the pressure, or have the patience to keep the pressure on, while the less experienced player will probably try to overplay a position instead of maintaining the pressure. And I've certainly been guilty of that.
I like that move,
some variations of that. What's that?
I like the move rook to a7. That rook far away is coming over to the king side.
Yeah. Maxim covers the f7 square, brings the rook over. Great move.
So someone's asking in the chat, are there going to be special guests? There will be special guests, but we have them starting approximately 11:30. So from around 11:30 onward, we should have special guests popping in, and we'll talk to them for a few minutes.
I just want to say you're all special guests.
Yeah, everyone in the chat's a special guest. By you chatting, you're kind of joining the broadcast, and you're a special guest here. Welcome, everyone, if you're just tuning in. This is the 2020 San Francisco Scholastic Chess Championship online version. We're still waiting to see what our final player count is, but it has definitely surpassed our expectations, and we're really excited and happy about that.
And the final count won't be known probably until the end of the tournament, because the head count is actually fluctuating. There are people who join the tournament and they can leave anytime, and there are people who are joining late. Some people did not have time to practice how to play online, so this is their very first time. So there's always a little bit of confusion of how to join the tournament. And you not only have to load the tournament page, but you actually have to click the join button, and that's when you're in. So it's always a time to get used to how things work, and maybe next tournament will be better for people. So, but most of the kids that we are seeing here, they are pros. If we want to switch to ChessKid for a little bit, just peek into their how they are doing.
Sure, the platform. Yeah, and just see the platform.
I'm going to pull up. I'm going to exit from this tournament just to kind of get a sense and show you guys how many sections we have. Let me hope. So we have 4 sections going on, or 5 sections actually. We have 52 players playing in the K through grade 2. We have 59 in the 3 through 5. We have 27 in the 6 through 12, and we have 65 players currently in the not online rated championship section. And if I click in here, you can click on the middle, kind of the middle one, icon here, and you can see the players: Magic Joshua, Standing Writer, and then a few other players. Tasty Celery, obviously, it's one of our players. So it's very exciting.
And you're not currently in the ChessKid platform, right?
Yeah, I must be having a big lag here.
Because we're still in the chess.com screen.
Yeah. That's why you guys have to help me. Yeah, I had to.
There
we go.
Shanak Shiva Kumar did win his first round.
Yes. So
look at these great names. These are There's so much creativity going on with the names.
So
I like it.
So let me tell again. We have five sections here, so going on simultaneously. And then I clicked on the K through 12 championship section, which is online rated on ChessKid. Paul, these names are sometimes preset. ChessKid has a really fun algorithm.
Okay.
That are giving the kids very fun name without actually having to reveal their names and keeping their security and anonymity.
Interesting.
So let me peek into the last game, maybe, because this is the very last game, and then I will adjust the board so you guys can see it a little bit. Okay.
I just want to answer. Oh yeah, that we have plenty of online tournaments rated.
Yeah.
Rated we don't. So we are actually just going to start the rated tournaments.
Okay.
Next weekend.
Yeah. So from next week onwards, please follow us and look at the email, and then hopefully you will see. Okay.
If you read the newsletter, follow us on Facebook. You're gonna hear for sure all about it. So facebook.com/mechanicschess, or go to our chess club website, just chessclub.org. Check out the newsletter, subscribe to it, check it out.
Okay, here's a game from Chess Kids. What do you think, Nick?
Well, all right. You're hopefully a stalemate.
Yeah. Black has to hold on, but I remember watching sometimes in these Scholastic events where the players sort of didn't know how to win the games, and often. So here White should probably try to bring his king up or her king up.
Now, are we seeing the same game where White is a queen ahead?
Yes.
And just give props to Nick DeFermian, who's been annotating some of our Scholastic games and kind of showcasing some of the problems with certain opening moves. And it's got to be a lot of fun for our kids to get the very basics from a 3-time U.S. champion. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, the annotations are great, Nick. Really.
Well, the kids some of them are starting to play really well.
Yeah, they're developing, and then they'll transition to our regular.
Oh no, White just lost his queen.
Oh, what my gosh!
A mouse slip. Oh, what a tragedy!
Wow, and we just witnessed
that. I feel bad for White, but
and you know what? Mouse slips happen to the very best. We saw Eric Lee have a mouse slip and lose a game just a week ago.
That was actually the last game of the first round. So
there's so much drama.
Wow.
Yeah, so much drama. So you can see it pairs automatically, and that's the beauty of ChessKid and the chess.com platforms. It's really convenient for organizers. We don't have to pair and everything. So peeking into Magic Joshua and Octai game here. So we can.
I believe Magic Joshua is a regular player in the Scholastic events. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Look at that's a 1700 rating up there. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Let's keep in mind that that's actually chesskid.com rating.
So, okay.
Right.
All right. I was going to point out that we have some experienced international masters whose ratings can sometimes plummet down to these levels.
And for the viewers, when parents registered, they indicated whether we can reveal their names or not. And so there's a little bit of time where I'm checking in the database. But the parent of Magic Joshua did say it's okay to talk about him. So he's Joshua Lee, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah, so Joshua Lee, and he has... let me see what's his current. So his current USCF rating over the board or standard rating is 1077. So you see how much discrepancy between the over the board regular rating and the chesskid.com.
Yeah.
That just means he's probably playing chess a lot, right? So
an up and coming player.
And here's the thing about, and Austin Lee, who's Titan Chess 666, is saying yo in the chat. Yo, Austin, why are you not playing this San Francisco Scholastic? But thank you for tuning in. You know, we have
special guest.
We have competitive. We have a special guest joining us.
It's 10:30, and he's punctual. So.
We have Grandmaster and two-time U.S. champion Patrick Wolf.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us, and welcome to the broadcast. The San Francisco Scholastic Championship. We don't know the final numbers. We think we're around close to 300 players or above that. What do you think of it all? You're the chair of the chess committee at the Mechanics Institute, and what do you think of all these kids playing chess?
I think it's awesome. How do I view it online?
We can put the link up.
Go to twitch.tv/mechanicschess.
Make sure you mute the volume.
And when you land the page, just mute the page, mute the Twitch, but you can follow the games that we have on.
Oh, that volume?
That volume.
Mechanics.
Yeah, twitch.tv/mechanicschess.
Yeah, and Titan Chess are regular commentary.
Okay, so I'm on Mechanics Chess Live.
Yeah.
There's some people screaming. Is this an ad?
Yes.
Yeah, you probably have to go through 30.
Bounty paper towels. I'm a big fan of Bounty paper towels. Let's support our sponsors.
I think a Bounty paper towel is like a gold bar right now in a lot of areas.
I know, right?
There's a 4,100.
Oh, hey, look at us. There we are. Oh, special guest. Holy cow. By the way, Paul, you look very stylish.
Well, thank you, Patrick. Patrick, everyone's very small, though.
We're small on the screen, but we're big in real life.
We're larger than life. Actually, we're smaller than life, I guess.
That's true too.
But so, I mean, we're going to have 3 U.S. champions on this broadcast. Abel, that's quite an achievement.
That's not bad in support of Scholastic Chess, because we have Sam Shankling joining us a little bit later around 12:30. One of the cool things we were just talking about for this year's version is, since we moved it online, our championship section, we have some very, very strong players. I mean, we have 2,000 plus rated kids competing for the championship. So that was kind of one of the kind of nice surprises, that we're having a lot stronger kids because it is online participate. So we're kind of excited about that.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so
what are we looking at here? The one where white just played B3.
So this is a high level game for, what are these guys in kindergarten or something?
No, they are in the K through grade 12 championship section. Let me look it up. Which grade are they in? It gives.
So this is the under 1,000 rated section.
Yes,
right.
Magic Joshua, again, we talked about him. He's Joshua Lee. He's in grade 8. And then let me see. Oktay.
He's playing well. Although I think he missed a chance to win a pawn. He played Rook AC8. I think he could have gone Queen B6 right away. But still, after Rook C2 here, this looks really good for Block.
Yeah, and Oktay, I do have permission from his parents to talk about him. He's Kai, and he's in 7th grade. So these are middle school kids.
Yeah. So we have a section for these kids that wanted to play rated chess, but they're under 1,000 USCF rated in theory, and then our championship is 1,000 plus. So we're looking at the under 1,000 kids.
Right below 1,000 rated over the board. So
yeah.
So this is the this section is open to kids of any age.
Yes, K through.
Okay.
They just need to be in school still.
Right. So Nick, this is a new thing from compared to the last one.
Well, there was always a championship section.
Yes.
Right, but it was for rated. That's true. Yep, you're absolutely right.
So this section that we just looked at, it will be online rated. So let's peek into the kindergarten to first grade, because.
But did you just change the game that we're watching?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm peeking into the kindergarten through second grade section. So this is a non-rated section. Coach Andy just pointed out that this is probably the first time the
that's a different looking chess position.
Lowest grade finishes last. They're still in their first game, first round. And this
Black is doing well here.
Yeah, I would say yes.
And Black has a rating of 800, which tells me that he's a new player to Chess Kid. 800 is the standard rating that you get when you.
That's interesting.
When you join, so maybe he didn't play. Let me try to look him up and see.
And while Judith is doing that, just wanted to congratulate Patrick. He came out with his new book, Play Chess Like a Boss, last year, which is sort of the continuation or the rebranding of the Idiot's Guide to Chess. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. We went from negative reinforcement to positive reinforcement. So far, the negative reinforcement branding has gotten more mind share, but I'm hoping that people will being called a boss. So.
And one of the things we're really proud of is that the Mechanics Institute boasts the Idiot's Guide to Chess and the Chess for Dummies.
That's right.
From FIDE Master Jim Eade, who's also a trustee of the Mechanics Institute.
We have the moron market corner.
It's a tremendous achievement.
It's a fantastic monopoly to have.
Guys, I want to point out that here, Black is actually offline, so he might be losing this.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and so that's actually very sad, but unfortunately, our time
he's going to run out of time?
Can't do anything.
Wow, look at that.
This happens.
Is it a maiden one?
It's a maiden a few moves.
Right? So it's sad, but this is unfortunately, and now it seems that he might be back online. So this happened, and now the second round automatically paired. And that's
one of the hazards of online play.
Yeah, and as we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, we as tournament directors and organizers, we actually don't have control to intervene with regards to the technical issues that happen in a tournament. If someone has a disconnection and what have you, and we notified parents in our welcome email that we don't have the ability to correct that. It's something we have to take up after the tournament. So that is one of the hazards of online play, but they're usually issues that reside within the, something with a connection issue that's not, an unfairness.
It isn't that one of the parents said you have to walk the dog now or something like that.
Well, that could be, but that doesn't lie with the organizers as the problem.
I know.
And
pluses and minuses of playing chess online, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
So I actually went back to Chess Kids so that Patrick can see some of the last few games on the high championship section. So these kids are generally above 1,000 rated over the board standard rating, and they are playing in the Big Guys platform, the chess.com platform, and
you're switching to the chess.com platform.
Yes, and then
because we're seeing the Chess Kid right now.
Thank you. See, I need you guys.
Yeah. Communicate. Yeah, communication.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a team effort. It's a team effort here in the broadcast booth. There we go.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is the very last game in that round, it seems.
Wow.
Okay.
Or
this
Maybe
this is the first round still?
Yeah, this is still the second round.
Still the first round. Wow.
And Abhinav won his game, so I think this is the last game now.
Yeah, and there are 77 players in this section. Very strong field, so very exciting.
Well, Rachel 1120 is winning this quite handily.
Don't say that, Paul. The last two games, the one the queen down won the game.
Famous
last maybe words, our commentary could be the kiss of death.
Yeah. Well, now it looks like
95. There we go.
White's going to be able to trade off pretty soon, and
yeah, you get it. It seems like it's increment, right?
Yeah, 5 second game in 15, 5 second increment.
Yeah, well, that makes all the difference, doesn't it?
I think Black is hoping for a miracle, and we've seen them happen.
Yeah, prayers get answered here with disconnections. So.
Yeah. It's a new way of winning a chess game. It didn't exist back in our day.
In football, they have the Hail Mary. In chess, we have the disconnection.
So for those, Rachel is actually a 1600 rated over the board player. So
here we go for the stalemate. Oh, Black should have played for the stalemate with King FA, I think.
Yeah, and Rachel's got enough time to troubleshoot this. I think even starting in the second round, we're going to see some tight matchups. Somebody was in the chat asking earlier, do we have enough rounds to have a clear winner? I mean, the Tuesday night online, we generally have about 65 players, and for 3 weeks straight, we had a clear first.
And then we had a 7-way tie for first.
Right, we had 3 clear firsts and then a 7-way tie, but that was only because Omia lost her final game, or she would have been the clear first.
Yeah.
So, but we also didn't anticipate this many players. Andrew Schley is saying currently 282 kids total, which would be a record for the Scholastic Championship event. And we think we may even get more players for later rounds, that kids that join in late. So, yeah, we're pretty excited about that. So Rachel needs to finish this off. So
Maiden one.
Round. Nope.
Maiden one was playable. It's still there on the board.
Sounds good. And everyone, you guys can be a witness of how round 2 is being paired. And then the pairings just showing up automatically, and it's very convenient.
And Rachel's got a really tough match. She'll be playing Shaunak Shivakumar as the third board. So that is
wow,
nice. That will be tough.
So this is the top board in the championship section.
Yeah,
I'm going to pull up the top board for you guys, so you guys can follow the opening.
That would be King 29, who is Abhinav Panagalapati. He is the tournament's overall top seed.
C4 that's got to be unusual there, quite unusual.
You know, it's interesting. I think for some reason I'm watching the game a little bit in a delay relative to you. Like, do different people online see the games at different pace?
I think so, depending on their internet.
There might be a 6 or 7 second lag.
Or maybe 15, but yeah.
Or maybe even 15.
Yeah.
But it's all.
I just saw the C4 move that you found so surprising, Paul.
Yeah, it's all part of the grand comedy of chess.
Online comedy, right?
See, we're also trying to frame what we do in a positive light, like play chess like a boss. So we're learning from Patrick.
There's nothing positive about being an idiot.
Although the book did quite well, didn't it?
Well, that's true. I guess that's positive.
Yeah.
Unless it was positive for like all the wrong reasons of idiots being like needing a lot of help.
I'm just really fascinated, even though I know I'm watching this on delay. I'm like really fascinated by this opening, this C4 move.
Yeah, C4 is. What do you think of that, Nick? I don't think I've ever even seen it.
Yeah, well, it's not that bad, but it's not good.
Right.
Well, but
that's that nice D4 square.
That sounds like one of my comments. It's not bad, but it's not good.
I'm learning from you, Paul.
Hey, Patrick, have you been following a lot more chess online, or kind of how's the chess experience been for you lately?
Well, I mean, I like to. So I'm a recovering addict. I can't play Blitz online because if I do, I won't do anything else. So every so often, I go through a period where I sign up on Chess24 and Chess.com, and then I spend a couple of weeks of my life, or waste a couple of weeks of my life playing Blitz chess, and then at some point, I have to pull the plug and delete my profile, which I've recently done a few weeks ago. So it's all going well. But I love to follow, and I love to follow the tournaments online. And I've been, of course, obviously, as you know, it's been kind of a golden age now with all of these chess tournaments online. The top players, they just keep playing. There's no need to travel, right? So
yeah.
You only need a break of a few days and, gear up and go again. And with chess.com and chess24 competing against each other, they keep having these tournaments back and forth. It's great. Also, I'll tell you, following the Stockfish Leela chess game.
I was going to ask you about that.
Holy smokes! Like, these things are unbelievable.
So for those viewers who don't know what you guys are talking about, can you please summarize what's this game that you're referencing?
So it used to be that Stockfish was the best chess player on earth with a chess rating of 3,500. But of course, then AlphaZero came on the scene and showed that 3,500 is just sort of, that's good enough to get you invited, but not good enough to win. And so, I guess they think AlphaZero has a chess rating of 3,600 or something. And so once the DeepMind company, right, which is now owned by Google, once the DeepMind company showed how to use artificial intelligence to build this next generation chess engine, the open source people, and actually I think specifically the people who built Stockfish decided to use open source efforts to build their own artificial intelligence engine, which is called Leela. And Leela started out to be roughly the same level as Stockfish, but now actually appears to be better.
Patrick, can I interrupt? Leela is only like a year old or something, right?
Yeah. That's
so
right.
Leela could have entered the San Francisco Scholastic Championship.
Yeah, but someone would have disconnected it. So, yeah, you're right. I think Leela is like, maybe it's a little more than a year or something like that. But
Stockfish is too old to play.
The Stockfish is like a teenager at this point.
Okay, that's, yeah.
But the thing is, Judith, like the games that are between Stockfish and Leela are crazy. They're just incredibly brilliant, beautiful, amazing games. So you've got the human drama of watching, the best people in the world play and then make mistakes against each other, and you get to sort of see that and see how Max is going to win this time. And then you get to watch the computers just, like our silicon overlords just show us how the game is actually supposed to be played. And actually, not only do they see everything, but in order to beat each other, they have to play like unbelievably beautiful chess too. So it's doubly humbling.
I missed that about the Mechanics Institute Chess Club being open, in that every once in a while, Patrick, you would wander in and show me and show people in the club one of these beautiful games played by AlphaZero, Stockfish, Leela.
They're amazing. I can't recommend them highly enough.
Artificial intelligence and chess, alive and well. we're looking at right now Alpha Unlimited, who is black. That is Shaunak Shivakumar playing Rachel, who played the last game of the first round. So she'd probably be a little tired, and now playing a really tough opponent. How's this game look?
Black's opening seems pretty good.
I'm usually fond of these structures where black can play d5 in the Sicilian early.
And that's white should probably castle, right? And just somehow try to be okay, but I'd definitely rather have black here.
And I think we will have a clear winner in this section, because even though we had about 90 people looking to play, we ended up getting about maybe 70. And there's a chance that we'll have a clear first. If not, for people to know, if there's ties, there is a tiebreak system. We'll plug in actually we'll need to see how chess.com figures out, or ChessKid, the tiebreak order. I'm imagining they follow the Scholastic rules regarding tiebreaks. Judith, do you know that for sure? Is that something
basically, for those who don't know what tiebreak, if you get the same score, same final score, they try to distinguish between the players. So they look at their opponent's strength. And if the system sees, or if the points show that that player was beating a lot stronger player, they will get a higher tiebreak score. So chesskid.com and chess.com too, they look at first and foremost the opponent's strength. So the stronger the players you are beating or drawing, the higher the tiebreak score you will be getting.
So Rachel looks like she's losing a piece.
Yeah, one of those classic.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, Shaunak is a very strong player. I will have to look up what's his current rating. And Rachel, I think it was a pretty tiring game, like going that long, especially first round, when you're supposed to have a little bit bigger gap between your opponent, right? Either much stronger, a little bit weaker. So for that, I think she's tired. So.
Do we want to peek at actually, can we go to the "You Will Resign"?
Yes, you will resign. Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Because I think that player's on the verge of forcing another resignation here.
That's my kind of player.
And I'm pulling up. Be patient with me, because my laptop is a little bit slower, but it's good. And he's playing one of the female player. She's also already signed up for the Susan Polgar online worldwide championship that's going to happen June 20th. And I'm sure Susan will also talk about it. So if you're a girl and you're playing in this tournament, or if you're watching, just sign up for that tournament.
There's more chess to be had.
More chess to be had, always. So what do you guys think?
This is a standard Roy Lopez. I suppose white will play knight c3 or bishop takes c6. Those are, I guess that's kind of a standard thing here. This is like old Lasker, Tarrasch, Chigorin games.
Yeah, there's that famous Lasker game, right, where Lasker went like rook e8, rook e5.
Yeah, there's so many games with this opening back in the day, like hundreds of old master games from these positions. They're very interesting. It's
I think the game is played out quite a few moves later also, right?
You mean we're lagging here?
I think we might be, Judith. Because I think it's in move 20.
Let me see.
That's a significant lag.
Yeah, it's actually 21. And black just moved. That's interesting. Let me see. Yeah.
The old, yeah, they've played a bunch of moves that are not showing up on the.
Play. Okay.
It's very odd.
Okay. Let me. So let's go a roundabout. Let's switch to ChessKid, and I'm gonna reload the chess.com platform. Maybe
I see.
Just needs a refresh. Could do a refresh.
Yeah, it needs a refresh, but it's.
Oh, someone's sneaking up behind you.
I saw.
Servitora.
She brought me a cup of coffee. My girlfriend.
Servitora. I clean up now. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Joni.
Remember to tip your server.
So,
I think I may have to hop in a minute. Is there
Yeah, no, I just want to.
Unfortunately, my connection's a little bit slower. I'm sorry. Like this game is. I'm still looking at the old style Rue Lopez.
Yeah,
Okay.
we may just need to reload what we got, and we're working on that. But we just wanted to kind of thank you for stopping in and just showing support for what we're doing. We hope this is the first of other big Scholastic events we're doing.
When will it finish?
This will end around, we think, 2:00.
Okay.
2:00-ish. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to be here all the way through. So if you want to check out what's going on, the last rounds of the championship.
What's the prize for winning?
So we have trophy prizes that we're going to be giving out, and we informed everyone that we will be giving them out once the Mechanics Institute reopens. They will be at the Institute ready for pickup, and we will notify them when we're back so that they can come and get it.
Do we have who was the winner last time?
Actually, I have to look that up, who the winner was. But I know that in the championship section last time, the winner was like a 1,500 rated player. And then this year, we think it's going to be a 2,000 plus. So it's kind of exciting. But yeah, trophy prizes and awards, we're still giving them out. They'll have to pick them up.
The winner was Jason Shu. He was a 1,900 rated player.
Oh, 1,900.
Well, kudos to organizing this online. I mean, as a Sunset resident, I miss having the tournament in my backyard, but I think you guys have done such a great job putting it online with terrific attendance. So congratulations and good luck to everybody, even though only one person can win.
All right. Thank you very much. That is Grandmaster Patrick Wolf, two-time U.S. champion, member, Mechanics Institute trustee.
And immediate switch between Patrick and Jay Stallings from Southern California.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Patrick.
Wow, Patrick Wolf.
So we have on Coach Jay Stallings from Southern California. How's it going?
Hi, Jay.
Great. Wow, look at this group. Oh, my goodness. Nick DeFermian, Paul Whitehead, unbelievable. And Patrick Wolf, I saw him right there. He was right there.
It's just our old team.
Wow. Amazing. I mean, when I was a kid, I followed all these guys, of course, and not, you guys are just a few years older than me. So you guys were in your 20s and I was a teenager, and, the Whitehead brothers, I mean, because I'm Jay and of course, Paul, your brother, and I shared a name, so I always had this thing where I was like, wow, maybe one day I can be like Jay Whitehead, so.
He's a good player.
So,
yeah, for sure.
So, Coach Jay, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. So you do a lot of work, a lot of Scholastic chess in Southern California. You have the organization that you do is the California Youth Chess League. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah. California Youth Chess League, a nonprofit that I've been running here with my wife since 1996. So a long time.
And you're also the organizer of the state championship there, because in the U.S. chess circles, Northern and Southern California are broken up.
Yeah, when we have it, and yours when we have it, yes.
Right. We're having the same problem in Northern California. And Coach Jay's Academy. So you've developed a series of books for kids learning chess that were fantastic. I've used them in classes that I've taught. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, since this is a Scholastic tournament?
Hey, well, I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, I mean, the books are a series of books that goes 1 through 7, white belt through black belt, taking kids from total beginners all the way to, I like to think like 1900. Of course, if you do the books and you're not also playing and studying with a coach, then good luck getting to 1900. But the idea of the books is I present the 5 elements of chess, the 5 disciplines, the checkmate, defense, in-game strategy, tactics. Because when I was growing up, it was just, 1,001 brilliant checkmates, 1,001 winning sacrifices and combinations. And that was it. I was all tactics and checkmates all the time. So I did that line of books, and I can show it off. This is my test room. There's my.
And kudos to Michelle, right? For the
yeah. So my wife, without her standing at my side and putting up with all the, the sorrows of being the wife of a chess coach for years. I mean, she's been my rock, and as you guys know, Judith and Abel, she is a key player in organizing so many different events, and every step of everything that I do, she jumps right in and helps me, advises me whenever I want to make a stupid decision. She fixes that and says, "Whoa, slow down there, buddy. Let's do it this way or that way." So yeah, really lucky to have such a supportive wife right here in my house every day.
And Coach Jay, before we get to the games and get your take on some of the action going on, you may have something to announce. I don't know if you want to wait or if that's something we can talk about.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, I am very proud to announce that U.S. Chess selected me as the 2020 Chess Organizer of the Year. And so
congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick and Paul and Abel, Judith. I appreciate it. So yeah, that was a real honor. I like to think that the girls event we did this year, we had a series of girls events, including one on a yacht, which was really amazing.
Yeah, saw that in Chess Life Online, I think.
Yeah, and but I had the coaches were Kateb Abrahamian and Annie Wang and Sarah Liu from down in Southern California. She's a WIM coaching legend down here, and then we had a total of 9 women that were coaching either as assistant coaches or the main coaches, and one was basically an organizer, and so they were running the show. That was really great to have that. And then with Judith, we were able to help people make that transition because I think as we all know, the only constant in the universe is change. And so as we changed over from the classroom to Zoom, then I was able to get the word out to a lot of people on how to use Zoom. And a lot of people, of course, were very apprehensive about it. So after 1 week, literally me doing it for 1 week, then I turned around and gave a seminar on how to do it. And of course, I'm still a rookie at it, even after I've taught 300 lessons since March. But I'm learning more every day. And then Judith showed everybody how to use all the different online resources to do the tournament directing and run tournaments online. So that was a huge help as well. And I mean, I guess Organizer of the Year, you've already got that.
You're kind of lagging a little bit. Maybe it's my computer. I don't know.
Am I lagging to everybody?
Now lagged a little bit there. Yeah.
I believe you were giving Judith props for her winning the Organizer of the Year 2017.
Right. So she's a trailblazer. So appreciate it.
Are you in the LA or San Diego area?
I'm north of LA in Santa Clarita.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So sure. I live in Valencia, which is part of Incorporated Santa Clarita. So we are right as you're coming down over the mountains, over the pass, the Grapevine, we call it. Before you get into the San Fernando Valley, you hit the Santa Clarita Valley, and that's where I live, right near Magic Mountain.
All right.
And why don't we check in on some of the games? And Judith, can we go to Obanov's game? Because I think he's in a little bit of a fight right here.
Chess.com?
Chess.com, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Give me, because I pulled up the top game from the chesskid.com championship. So take a look at that one, and meanwhile, I'm gonna fix the chess.com and then transition over in just a little bit. Okay.
Sure.
But I am working on
it. So viewers that are tuning in, we're utilizing both ChessKid.com platform and the chess.com platform. The championship section we're doing on chess.com, and then all the other non-rated sections in the K-12 under 1,000 section, those are played under chess.com. So we have to switch between two platforms to check in on different games.
Jay, are any of your players playing in this tournament?
No, I think this one is it, are you guys limited to Northern California on this one?
Well, we're not limiting it to Northern California, though. Whoever wins the championship, that will definitely have to be a Bay Area resident.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of different events, and coming up in June, we're doing an event on Chess Kid where we're going up against a team from the UK, and it's our team and then a team from Florida combining forces so that the UK is battling the US coast to coast kind of thing.
Very
so
cool.
Yeah, so that should be a fun one. And I think it's the format's just going to be game 15, the 4 rounds. So you just play board 1 against board 1, game 15 plus 5. And that way each player gets a white and quick games that aren't going to drag too long, and with commentary by the Chess Kid team.
So where in the UK is their team from?
I'm pretty sure they're in the London area. It's Richard. I think it's Richard Jenkins, if I'm not mistaken. And but I'm not positive on that one, Nick.
So it's just amazing how the creative all these organizers are getting with all these different formats and ideas, and there just seems to be no end to the possibilities.
Paul, we are surrounded with the 3 best organizers in the country.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
Certainly, top 2 sitting with us. But let's get on to the games.
Okay.
So we can take a look. So right here, Coach Jay, what do you think we're looking at here? So Abhinav Panagalapati, who's King 29, is our top seed, but he's getting a little bit of a fight from his opponent. How's it looking? Looks pretty even, but he seems down a pawn. But
let's see. Are you sharing that one? Let's see. Let me get to where you're at.
And Jay, I don't know what setup you have. So if you pull up our Twitch, just mute the Twitch.
Gotcha.
And that you will be able to see what game we are doing. There is probably 15-second lag between the actual game on chess.com and the Twitch, but it's actually a good security. I don't mind the lag.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's a good point. They need to be watching the Twitch to follow what we're looking at.
Okay, great. Let me, got the, I know what it was on the,
And then when you land on the Twitch page, there will be a 30-second ad, and you will have to mute the Twitch itself. It's in the mute button is on the bottom right.
Nick, white is a pawn up.
Bottom left.
Pawn is a pawn, yes.
White's a pawn up, but maybe black is going to try to play f4, and black is a little. Somehow, I think white should prevail, or at least consolidate here.
Although if black trades the bishops on an e3, I bet he would just draw that ending.
Yeah.
And
I doubt he's playing for a draw.
Yeah, and Rushil is an 8th grader, and I'm looking up his rating, see if I can find it. He's an 1100 rated player, playing against a well over 2000 rated player. So, yeah.
I'm still working on my side, guys.
Yeah, and I think it's done, right?
So is this the 5th year or the 6th year of this event?
I believe this is the 6th year, right, Nick? This year
Let's
is
see.
the 6th?
First year was 2013, so this may be the 8th.
Or 7th year, right?
7th year. Wow.
20.
No, 8th year. 8th year, yeah. You're right, 8th year.
Incredible.
I stand corrected. That is correct. 8th year.
Yeah, for those of us who's joining now, those of you who are joining now, this is the online version of our annual event that we usually hold in Golden Gate Park in the middle of San Francisco, city of San Francisco. We have a really great venue there, and the kids can go outside between their games and play their games inside a very interesting building, actually, in the middle of a park. And it's usually in spring, and we had to cancel it, unfortunately. And this is an online version of that annual event.
That in the mid 1970s, there was a couple of tournaments were held there called the Golden Gate Open. I think Nick might have played in one of those. Certainly Elliot did, and some other players.
So there's a bit of history there.
Yeah, there's chess history in the hall, in the in that building, in the middle of
It's
Golden Gate
called the
Park.
Hall of Flowers.
Hall of Flowers, right?
So I'm looking at a queen and rook in game.
Yes, you are.
That is it.
Okay. Great, good deal. I pulled it up on my phone, and
oh, nice.
Yeah, good thing I've got Nick and Paul here, because I'm sure all these players are outrate me. I'm 2100, so there's a lot of strong players in these events these days.
Well,
yeah, I was going to say, it looks like White has an extra pawn, but is going to have a tough time converting here.
That seems like a fair call to me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I guess White just gives the pawn right away. So,
and I guess the question is will Abhinav, once everything is evened out, try to find a way against the lower rated player to maneuver a win?
And he has more time.
Well, we see, there's no doubt that Black will probably play this out, but I mean,
Black will definitely play this out.
It's supposed to be a draw.
So what's the trick with A3 here?
I didn't see it, and I'm not sure why Black plays Queen D7. He's trying to invite a mistake or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wonder if it had to do with getting the queen to H4, trying to drag the rook off the 4th rank, and but it didn't look like the back rank was weak enough yet.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything so deep
maybe it was Queen H4, Rook E8, and then Queen H8 if the rook took at A3. Not sure.
Yeah, well, couldn't the queen have taken? I'm not sure either. But maybe Black saw ghosts. Maybe Black saw something,
which can happen
for real. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Queen F3 here. I think Black's
Queen F1.
Queen F1.
Oh, we're having a little lag, but yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, can White get a perpetual if he needs to?
Can White just pick the rook up by playing Rook G7 check?
But get a perpetual how? Because he can't go Queen H4 because of the rook.
Well, even if he could, the F2 pawn, yeah.
Queen E3. So rook takes G7, Queen E7, and then Queen E3. But then F4 maybe, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't sacrifice the rook.
Yeah, no, neither would I.
Yeah, just queen back to E3, safer move here, huh?
Or queen to D2, hoping for rook takes A3, queen to B2, hitting the rook and
Now, Black, if Black wanted to have a perpetual check, couldn't he just take that pawn with the rook?
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Rook takes A3, right?
Yeah.
So rook takes A3 seems to to guarantee a draw. So I think that's probably what Black's thinking about right now. Do I want to settle for a draw, or do I have more with trouble on the back rank?
Well, Black is playing for a win for sure.
Rook takes a3, Queen d4 would be very annoying.
Nicely seen, Nick.
Wow.
Yeah.
We might be seeing an upset here.
And Black covers a long diagonal. Nick was right.
Rook a7. Rook a7 looks like a strong move for White here.
Thank you, Judith.
What?
But now Rook e4 and Rook e1. I mean, who knows what's going on here?
It was in the chat on the screen.
Yeah. Actually, this is strong too.
Did your move, Paul?
The queen on the h1 a8 diagonal will stop. Yeah, I don't know, Nick. What do you think, Nick?
Well, I think the time is going to be a huge factor.
It's a tactical endgame here. I think White should have put the queen on the other diagonal. I'm not sure.
Looks like it could be trouble, huh? That rook's going to e1.
But then queen d5.
But how about now, rook? Does that cause any trouble, rook e1, or does the king escape to f3?
Queen d5, and then rook a8. Who knows?
Oh, nice. Right. Look at that. Trying it anyway, but yeah, here comes queen d5, I bet.
And then time is going to be a factor possibly here in this game.
Certainly will be.
It just goes with f3. But I wonder if White's playing in h4, h5.
These kids have better nerves than we do.
Yeah.
I'm getting a heart attack just watching this game.
You and me both. Yeah, I wonder if White's ever going to have time to try to pry open the H file with h4, h5. Looks risky, like I would play it.
I mean, objectively, White's doing well, but
yeah, White's done very well here to battle off Black's pressure.
I have to give credit to Rochel's coach.
Yeah, very, very, very well played by White, just to sort of hold the ship under all this pressure here, and finding the right ideas and everything.
And one thing we know from Abi is he plays stuff out because he hung in there for an amazing draw against international master Rolf Sodikov in one of their games. So
yeah, this is the time situation is very worrisome for White, but now the position kind of plays itself, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Oh, just giving up the pawn.
Yeah, that was odd.
Well, it simplifies, right? There's White's not going to lose this.
Oh, I bet somehow Black will end up winning this.
Wow,
that's quite a prediction, Nick.
It is.
Well, when I see that 35, 40 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. And the crafty,
and Abi's the stronger player. Yeah, he's the stronger player.
Yeah, not in this game, but yeah.
Yeah, and let's reiterate that we are going to screen games for fair play. Not only chess.com will screen them, but also we are going to send some of the games to a third party, respected person. So
I couldn't do that.
What's that?
Oh no! I'm just I'm just getting fascinated with this this end game here.
We have a good friend in University of Buffalo, Dr. Ken, and he's an expert in cheating and detecting.
Expert in cheating?
Expert in cheating. Detecting cheating. Very good.
Takes one to know one, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. No, but yeah, he used to play with you guys back in the day, right? Ken Rogoff?
Regan.
Oh, it's Ken Regan. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Rogoff might even be before our time a bit, Nick, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, Nick, you used to hang with Larry Christensen a bit, right?
Yes. Larry Christensen's in Boston now.
Oh, okay, nice. A good place to be.
I'm curious how this will play out for White now that time pressure is sort of an issue now, because it becomes a little more difficult for especially a kid player to navigate having to make moves within seconds and not making a mistake in the calculation.
Well, I must say I'm very impressed by White's play. I mean, still, it's been very good.
Does Black's King is getting in a bit.
Well, Rook B4, what's taking too much time here?
Yeah, something happened here.
Something happened.
Yeah, he ran out of time, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that happened, but it does happen.
And sometimes people freeze.
That was a moral victory for White, if there's such a thing in chess.
Well, it's a real thing, I think, too, to have sort of the nerves to, when things are a pressure situation. And it's moments like these where they play out, and I think Abi's experience really came through.
Yeah, I mean, Abi is a 2,000 plus player, so playing against 1,100 over
check
the rating.
Look at this game. This is kind of
fun.
Well, this is a draw, right?
This is a draw.
Or a win for Black.
I think it's going to be a draw or a win, one way or the other.
Another wise comment from Abel.
I think, yeah, that's what I can offer.
You're learning from the pros here, Abel.
SF Deal is a second grader, Ethan, playing against Ashwin, who's an 8th grader. So it's a prime example that grade doesn't really matter, right?
And SF Deals, I have seen them play in some of our regular events. So, and that game is drawn.
So third round is paired, and let's pull up some of the more interesting games. So this is the time when you guys.
Well, I love this. We got Abhinav on the top board against Banana Energy. So
wow, that should be a slippery game.
That should be a very slippery game.
Let's see who's Banana
Sorry.
Energy.
Dad jokes just flow right out of me, like,
Well, I see that you will resign. Yes, you will is still doing quite fine as well.
Yeah, that player has rolled through the field.
And Magnus Carlsen is still up there in the standings.
Well, eventually Magnus might walk into a mate, like we saw this last week in the online event. So I think, was it against Dubov or something? No. Magnus just walked right into a mate. So
and sometimes I was shocked. Actually, that happened earlier in our club match where none other than Kyron Griffith actually walked right into a mate or didn't see a mate coming. So even talented players, you catch at the right moment at the right time, it'll happen.
I get to be the distinction of Kyron making master. He beat me to become a master, and it was a sweet revenge for him because my son had prevented him from becoming an expert by beating him when he was 1998, and so then Kyron just kept on sticking with it, and then when he beat me, his dad said, "And Jay, good news. You just made Kyron an expert or a master." I was like, "Oh, that's great news. Thank you."
So not what you were looking to do.
Is Kyron from down there?
Yeah, Kyron's from San Diego.
Okay.
Or Orange County, one of those two. I forget exactly, but I think it's San Diego. A lot of battles with Silak Dawala over the years.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, he got his chops over there, then went to New York, and now San Francisco.
yeah, a lot of these great players, I handed them trophies when they were 5 years old and such. Including like Annie Wang and some others that are gone on to be state champions and such.
And someone in Coach Andy Schley is asking in the chat, with so many great coaches on the stream, what tips would you give to kids if you could how to deal with time pressure?
So, Andy, that's a good question. I've actually been working with a student of mine that has struggled a bit in time pressure. I mean, literally could be up a piece in an end game and just throw it away as soon as the clock gets even under 30 seconds. Just the panic starts to kick in. And what I've done is I've created a folder filled with JPEGs, just like photos of positions. So you can save any position as a JPEG, and when you're in Fritz or chess base. And so I created a folder that has just mates in one or simple tactics. And then I put those in there, mix them up so that it doesn't go mate in one, mate in one, mate. It might be a fork, a skewer, a discovery, a checkmate, and then put those on slideshow mode. And so each position is like 2 seconds, and it just goes like that, one after the other. And not only does it build these quick reflexes to look at your forcing moves first, but it also gets them to panic a little bit less each time they go through it. And even seeing the same exact positions, that kind of gives a little bit of sense of comfort as they know, okay, I know I'm under a lot of stress here with the time ticking away, but hey, this is familiar. Okay, yeah, I know that. And so they equate themselves to having gained more confidence in that, which is, I think, an important thing. And if we can sit confidently, that's going to help us all out. And I know that I used to be extremely nervous, but now I just say to myself, hey, it's just a game. Make sure you don't get mated, and then you just look for the quick moves when I'm down to time pressure. But I found that's been helping out a lot.
And you want to kind of check in on another game? Like, how about Kirotori, which is Annika Rajram?
Okay, yeah, and he's playing Luke.
Yeah, so two Bay Area Scholastic players, talented.
So Annika is with Black here, and with roughly about the same time. They just started this round, it seems. But Annika is already up 2 pawns.
Yes.
I counted the pawns.
Yeah, and I don't see that White has some crushing attack here. So
Judith counted the pawns, so Paul should be proud.
That's my job in the commentary.
Well, I forget to count pieces, so
Well, you provide the brain. I count the pieces. You're good. We're good, right?
You guys can work together.
Queen D3 can be met by G6.
So, Coach Jay, we want to thank you for kind of like jumping in on the broadcast and kind of like sharing the time and kind of what you're doing. And we just want to tell you congratulations for being the 2020 U.S. Chess Organizer of the Year. That is a huge honor, but well-deserved for everything you do in Southern California. And not just Southern California, but just for, organizers across the country. Everyone's watching what you do and learning from it. And just thank you for sharing your experience.
Well, thanks a lot, Abel, Judith, and Paul, Nick. It's an honor to be on the same screen with you guys. So I appreciate you guys having me on. My pleasure. And make sure to get out my copy for your next guest. So can you have him autograph this for me? I'm just going to put this right through, and you can have Sam autograph that for me. That would be great. So, but yeah, I mean, I tell my students a lot about all the different grandmasters out there, and so it's always great to have them doing great stuff like this. Oh, look, there he is, Sam Shanklin. Sam, sign my book. Sign my book.
We'll advocate for you.
I appreciate it.
Hi, Sam.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Hi, Jay. Oh, Judith, I'm going to be gone for 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Sure.
That's perfectly fine. And I'm switching the special guest sign to Grandmaster Sam Shankland, U.S. champion.
welcome to the
former
broadcast.
U.S. champion.
And Coach Jay was imploring us that you're going to have to sign his book sometime. So
when the lockdown ends, I can do that.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us on the broadcast. And 2018 U.S. champion and just a world-class player. Thanks for kind of supporting kids chess and the San Francisco Scholastic Championship by coming on. We have nearly 300 kids playing in this event. What do you think of this online kids event?
I mean, it's great to see. I mean, obviously, the world's in a very tough place right now, and I'm certainly hoping real chess will be back someday, but we don't know when that day will be. And it's very nice that there's chances for these kids to compete against each other. And online, no matter how well you organize it, no matter what you do, it will never feel quite as serious as it does playing real classical events. But it's what we've got, and that's what we have to be doing now. And I'm delighted to see that there's these opportunities for these kids to compete and improve.
And just speaking of the Scholastic Chess, so you've been the coach of the U.S. Chess School that we've had at the Mechanics Institute through the U.S. Chess Federation, and it's been great watching you work with the kids. I mean, a lot of these kids are really talented, 2,000 plus kids, but they're still kids, and there's a way to coach them, and you've done an amazing job. What has it been like for you as kind of an elite player, but also taking the responsibility of mentoring and coaching some of these kids? What's that been like? How do you approach the game philosophically?
Well, I think I can do a better job with them than a lot of other players who might even be better coaches than me overall, specifically because they're American. These are kids, I mean, their parents may be from God knows where all over the world, but these kids are American kids. And they have a very different set of challenges than a lot of other players of their age do, some of the best players in the world. Like here, I mean, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, parents in the U.S. do not pull their kids out of school to go study chess 100% of their time. And that's something that's really not the case for all the people they're competing with across the globe. And they will have this problem of, for example, juggling having to stay in school and hopefully not be a horrible student while also improving their chess. And that's a problem that the top players in, Russia, China, and India are not going to be dealing with. And they'll often come across coaches who came to the U.S. but were grown in other countries and developed in other countries and didn't have the same kind of upbringing. They're not as aware of the unique challenges that young American kids who have a great talent for chess face. And I've certainly done my best not just to teach them the way I play. I mean, I think I'm almost entirely self-trained. I've had almost no coaching in my life, or at least not until I was like 2,600. And I made it to where I am largely by, I think, somewhat getting lucky that what I was training and doing was the right thing to do. And I've been trying to work with these kids on these same kind of positions that I was doing when I was young, the same kind of thought processes, the same attitudes. And well, time will tell, but I certainly hope I've done a good job for them. And I think the feedback the kids have given me is very nice.
And you seem to have found the right balance, because I think you started really getting serious about chess later compared to a lot of other kids, but you also made the decisions about when you went to college and making decisions.
So I struggled with that at a much later age than most people did, largely because I played my first tournament at 11, which is sort of insane by today's standards, where all the elite players have been playing since they were like 4 years old and are probably masters, if not international masters by 11. That's what I was competing with. So for a long time in my childhood, I got good quickly, but I was playing catch up for so long that it wasn't until I was a senior in high school, when I was like 16 years old, that say I won the California State Championship for adults. I was the youngest ever at the time, and then I tied for first in the under 18 World Youth. I mean, I submitted my college applications right before I left for the World Youth, so I'd be able to focus completely on the tournament. It didn't occur to me I'm going to win the event, and if I had realized that was going to happen, I might have maybe thought about taking chess a bit more seriously. But I took a gap year in between high school and college. And I think the biggest reason that I didn't improve in my gap year was that I was an adult on my own for the first time. I was 17, 18 years old, paying my own rent, learning how to take care of myself. And I just wasn't as able to put that energy into chess. And so a lot of people, when they were like 17 or 18, are still very much just living with their parents and having essentially no responsibilities. And when it was for me, having those responsibilities meant I really struggled to improve in that phase of my career. But then when I hit my 20s and these other players were running into the same problems that I was having young, that's when I really finally pushed ahead for good.
And you mind taking a look at some of these games we have in this kids event? Actually, Judith, can we look at Alpha Unlimited, which is Shaunak Shivakumar?
Okay.
That game is kind of. And have you had a chance to work with Shaunak before?
Yeah, I like Shaunak. He's an awesome kid.
Yeah.
So Sam, if you want to go to our Twitch channel, probably over your phone or another computer, but on your computer which you're connecting to Zoom, go to twitch.tv/mechanicschess.
Mechanics chess, okay.
Just mute it when you land there. You have to mute it on the bottom right corner or bottom left corner.
Bottom left, that would be.
Yes,
and just full disclosure, Shaunak took care of business and finished the game off. So he won. So he was inspired by Sam about to check it out. We could check Abhinav's our overall top seed.
Yeah. And so, and then Sam, there will be a little bit of lag, but hopefully you will see what the others are seeing actually. So.
Well, I'm currently seeing a Bounty paper towel commercial, so hopefully that will end.
Yes,
that will soon end. Believe
you're in good company because Patrick Wolf also saw that commercial.
You know, I'll have to say, King 29, who's the his name again is
Abhinav.
And he's a 2000 rated plus rated player.
Yeah, so to me his position looks very, very good. It's funny because there's opposite colored bishops, and you'd think that would lend itself to drawish tendencies, but I think that's absolutely not the case here because we have first of all, is white up a pawn? Okay, so that's one reason his position is very nice. He has an extra pawn. But also it seems like there's a somewhat imbalanced pawn structure, and black's like pawn on e4, for example, means he's never going to be able to advance d4. He's never going to be able to advance f4. White's bishop on d6 is controlling the b8 square, which means that black cannot get his rook to the b file, while white can get his rook to b file via b3, as he's clearly advertising right now. And once white can stick his rook on b6 or b7 to make some harassments, it will take some effort, but I think white should win. I think the best plan for white is going to be f3, king f2, king e1, and at some point sacrificing an exchange on d3, taking with the king, and just saying, look, with my bishop on d6 covering all the open files, bishop is not any worse than your rook, and white can eventually get his pawns moving.
Yeah, and this is the kind of thinking that is helpful because just on first look, for someone that doesn't have that kind of depth, I mean, bishop opposite colors, like it almost looks like, the bishops are on sort of the same squares, but there's a lot of little subtleties that need to be taken into account.
I think rook a8 just now is a mistake because now white can play rook b3, and if black had played king e6 instead, white would not be able to play rook b3 so easily. But yeah, it's because of bishop c2, but now this is not the case. So white will get rook b3. It looks like white just played it, and now that should be over.
Yeah, because the control of that b8 square from that bishop, pretty good. So we're expecting Abhi to slowly but surely.
Now that this rook will get to b7, I don't even think it's that slow. I think it will happen pretty fast.
Yeah.
Black has banana energy, though.
Okay.
Sam, can you tell us what your plans are? We want to see you play.
Sam,
I mean, it's hard. I'm not particularly keen on playing.
You muted your Twitch because it seems like we get a little bit of echo.
I am muted on Twitch.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting invited to any events, so it's hard to play, essentially. But I'm hopeful that Classical Chess will be back soon-ish. I mean, my next confirmed event is European Club Cup, which was supposed to be early October, and my guess is that's around the time things will start clearing up. I mean, obviously, nobody truly knows the answer to these questions. But, yeah, we'll be playing in online events for mechanics in the coming days. But I would love to get some invitations to these top tournaments. But for example, the FIDE Nations Cup, the U.S. Didn't have me play, and then I haven't been invited to the other ones. I'd love to play, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
So we kind of I think we can sort of name drop. We're organizing an event next month at the Mechanics Institute. We're going to be doing an invitational, the Northern California Online Invitational Championship, and it's going to be 6 players, 3 grandmasters. We have Grandmaster Sam Shanklin, Grandmaster Steven Zurich, and Grandmasters Viad Azoria, world-class grandmasters, and they're going to be playing 3 Scholastic players that are the last 3 recipients of the Neil Falconer Award given out by the Mechanics Institute. So that'll be International Master Christopher Yu, International Master Cameron Wheeler, and International Master Andrew Zhang Hong. So that's going to be exciting. It's going to be a rapid round robin. We're going to be doing that Sunday, June 21st. More details to come. So we're trying to keep the action going at the Mechanics Institute.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're going to have the present and the future battling it out. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Come on, I'm the past at this point.
Those are some talented kids.
Yeah, they're clever.
Yeah, clever.
So we want to switch games here if we can.
Yeah, this one's just about finished, I think.
We have, I'm taking a look. Sure. Absolutely.
K6 to 12 rated. So this is the open section in the kids section.
Well, even in the kids section, it's an under 1,000.
That's what. Yeah. There it is.
Doesn't look like there's much of a game left at this point.
Yeah. I think it's the Quincy Hall game that Carla wanted to look at.
Oh, that game ended.
We saw a game like this, Sam, that was tragically won by the player that was down a queen.
What?
I mean, that was up a queen. Yeah, lost.
That's tough.
No action here, I think.
Yeah.
Next game.
There's mouse. We saw a horrible mouse slip earlier.
Okay, here, no, this isn't action either. Black's up a million pieces. No, okay, this game's already seemed decided.
Yeah. The busy sudden oatmeal is winning here.
The what?
Busy sudden oatmeal.
It's a pretty funny name.
Yeah, that's a Chess Kid name. I mean, Chess Kid really comes up with some good ones.
Yeah.
We may want to switch games here because this game is.
White is losing his rook, so this game is very much over.
Yeah, next.
And this one's also decided.
Yeah,
a lot of lopsided games.
We should probably switch to the championship for the moment.
Maiden Queen G4 mate.
Maybe White won't see it and will allow E4 mate instead.
Oh, the chess.com section, I meant. We haven't started the fourth round yet. Yeah.
Well, as many people might know from Susan's lovely picture, I'm a big fan of banana energy. This position, or how to improve as a chess player?
well, maybe we start with this position and then we'll extrapolate
this position, Okay, so I think the first step should be try to exchange off as many rooks as possible. I think I would start with bishop c2 to like keep this rook on a3 from entering the game. Then I would try to play like king g6, rook f8, rook f7 to encourage an exchange of rooks. I think black will draw this if he can take all 4 pairs of rooks off the board, all 4 rooks. He would like to take 2 rooks off the board, but I don't think that will happen. Even if he does that, which I don't think he will manage, I think that white will still be winning. The only way black can hold this is if all of the rooks come off, and I just don't see that happening.
And black's dealing with severe time trouble too, as well.
I would be more worried about the position on the board, but I don't know.
A massive time difference now.
Yeah. If you play bishop c2, that only stops the rook temporarily, and it frees white's king to run out to f1 and e1 and join the game. I think black's sort of done for.
Yeah.
Someone was asking, should black consider the exchange sacrifice? I think black would love to take on d6 twice. The problem is I don't see how you're going to do that. Maybe you can play something like rook g2. No, but rook ge8 hangs the g7 pawn. Like, if black could play rook takes d6 and then rook takes d6 again, I think he should probably do it. But I don't think he will manage, because once white plays cd, I don't see how you can get to the d6 pawn. I mean, this is very tough.
Hey, Judith, can we check in on Junji Cole?
Yeah, absolutely.
Junji Cole. I think this is a endgame that might be pretty interesting to explore.
Absolutely. Let me look up if we can talk about.
So here, white is winning with rook a5 check, because if knight e5, the pawn endgame is lost, and if the king moves to g6, there is rook g5 check, and white takes a second pawn. So this is going to win for white if he finds rook a5 check. But if he doesn't, maybe there's still chances.
So I'm impressed by how quickly you
and the speed
determine that the king pawn ending is lost.
Right, only 4 minutes for white. It's not so hard. I mean, basically, white will have an extra tempo. So with g3 at some moment. So like, there's going to be some position. Like a lot of the times with these king and pawn endgames with 1 pawn up, it all comes down to who is in Zugzwang. If you can put black in Zugzwang, then you will win, and if you can't, it's a draw. And it's going to be whoa! Those last 2 moves were both horrendous.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how black didn't take on g4. That would have forced the draw immediately.
Yeah.
But
they're playing so quickly. What advice can you give to young players not to play so quickly? I see this over and over and over again.
I think it's hard to explain this rationally. Basically, what you have to do is get demolished enough times that you start to lose confidence that you see everything.
You don't
want to lose the confidence that you're a good chess player, but you do want to lose the confidence that you're going to be able to automatically know the best move without thinking very long,
right?
Or lose your impulse control. Players who always get in time trouble probably don't have enough confidence. Like, if you're constantly second guessing yourself, oh, I don't know if what I did is correct, oh, what if this, what if that, and you start to get worried, that's when you end up burning a lot of time, because you want the position to be completely certain. You want to have complete certainty, oh, I know exactly what's going on. Chess is a wildly complicated game, and you won't be able to. I think you need a healthy amount of confidence. Players who are overconfident play too fast, and players who are not confident enough play too slow. And neither one of these is good for your development.
Very good, practical, sound thinking, I think.
And there's a question in the chat. There's a 17-year-old player that's 2,100, but they don't feel that they've gotten enough tournament experience, but they want to push through and make master and go beyond. Like, what do you suggest? I mean, is there anything else besides just play more games and play more tournaments?
Yeah, don't be put off by things you can't control is my biggest one. So, for example, last year, there were a lot of absolutely horrible things that happened to me that were outside of my control. And when this kind of thing happens, losers will whine, complain, oh my God, life is so unfair. Well, guess what? Yes, life is unfair. Champions will grit their teeth and fight through it. That's what separates the winners from the losers. And when I think this person is saying, oh, I'm overwhelmingly behind in tournament series and tournament experience for everyone my age who all started playing at 8 or 9. Yes, that's absolutely true. Tough luck, deal with it. There is nothing that is stopping you from training hard. There is nothing that is stopping you from choosing to dedicate your time to chess and to trying to become a better player by studying diligently. You can't control what happened in your past. What you can do is control the choices you make right now. And if you choose to think, oh, I can't possibly keep up with people who started much younger and have a huge head start, then that's going to become your reality. If you choose to believe, I don't know if I'll catch up with them or not, but I'm going to do my darndest and work my hardest and try to make up for lost time by training hard and taking it seriously now. I can't promise you you're going to catch everybody. I can't promise you how good you'll get, but I can promise you that will lead you to a better outcome than wondering, I don't know. I mean, you should be focusing on what you can control, and only on yourself and not on other people.
Yeah, wondering about what other people are doing is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, ultimately they say the race is just against yourself. You should not be trying to become the best player compared to somebody else. You should be trying to reach the maximum potential you can be. And if you push yourself to your absolute maximum and you make it to IM, but you can't make GM, that's a shame, but fine. You did your best. You can look at yourself in the mirror and say, I truly did everything I could.
A very impassioned, fantastic advice, because you can't do anything about something that you can't do anything about.
You should always be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I genuinely gave it my best. And if you can't look at yourself in the mirror and say that, you're doing something wrong. And if you can look at yourself and say that and you didn't make it as far as you'd wanted, that's part of life.
And speaking of pawns, because we were talking about pawns earlier, tell us a little bit about the book series that you have.
Yes, I wrote 2 books, Small Steps to Giant Improvement and Small Steps to Success. I have them here. You can buy them from my website. I'll sign them for you, ship them to you. For outside of the U.S., you'll have to buy them from Quality Chess. But yeah, they're all about pawns. The first one is about pawns not being able to move backwards. So there's lots of situations where a pawn would like to move backwards but can't. And then I've covered all of those situations on how to make sure you don't push your pawns prematurely, and also covered all the same topics in reverse, trying to provoke your opponent's pawns to advance in ways that they will later regret. And then my second book is all about passed pawns, which take on very different roles in the middle game and in the end game, and have to be handled very carefully, because nearly every single decisive game of chess that isn't decided by a direct tactic or checkmate is going to feature passed pawns in some capacity. I'm also currently working on a 3rd book called Technical Rook Endgames that will not come out for quite some time, but hopefully that one will be good too. But you should all go to my website and buy my books. And if you don't, I'll be under your bed tonight.
I think Magnus Carlsen is not doing so well here.
He's drawing the game.
Yeah, he's drawing the game, but. Yeah.
And we'll put your website in our chat for those that kind of want to go visit.
Yeah, samfranklin.com/store is where you can buy all this stuff.
And Sam, we just want to say you're very generous with your time with the Mechanics Institute. You've come on our broadcast when we've had it live.
What do you mean? I'm not generous at all. I'm expecting you to pay me my $1 million appearance.
$1 million. But you take you.
Wait, Bishop E5 checkmate is my move. Hey, Bishop E5 checkmate. That's
look at that, Bishop E5 checkmate. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's a helpmate.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I just also want to say I've been lucky to watch you, Sam, as a coach at the Mechanics, and I don't think I've ever seen a better coach. I really do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm of course, even now in my advancing age, I still consider myself more of a player than a trainer. But I'm certainly glad that people are appreciate the lessons I give.
They do, and you're getting a lot of love in the chat that we have here, and it's a pleasure and honor to have you on. And thanks for kind of giving your support to the San Francisco Scholastic Championship and the Mechanics Institute.
My pleasure. It's glad to be here.
Grandmaster Sam
was
Shankland.
Worth it.
Yeah, and you got to stick around to see a very cool mate. Merciful Weekend probably doesn't think that, but we certainly did. Sam, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next month online in our invitational.
Sounds great. See you guys later.
See you later.
Thank you.
Sam, I'm looking forward to you winning another U.S. championship the next time it's played.
Well, I'll do my best, but obviously with our top young players getting stronger and stronger, and 3 of the top 10 players in the world switching federations, it's not easy, but I'll do my best.
We'll be rooting for you, Sam.
Okay.
Take it easy, Sam. All right, everyone. We're approaching the end of round 3. And I got to reboot my computer because my other, where I had the Twitch on, fell off.
I'm gonna.
It looks like we got 4 games left in round 3 in the championship section.
Yeah.
How are the other sections doing in terms of where their rounds are? The chess kid.
The last I checked, interestingly enough, the 2 lower section, the K grade 2 was only in 3rd round. Now they are in 4th, and all the others were already in the 4th round. So yes, they are now currently in the 4th round, and the championship section in the 5th round, last round, as well as the grade 6 to 12.
So it's all over the place.
It's all over the place. Definitely chess.com. Chess.com is the slowest. So we'll.
As expected. Yeah, as expected.
Yeah.
So that was awesome having Sam on.
Yeah.
It was kind of fascinating to see the speed at which he could determine where you were at.
Yes, Carla, the 5th round it started. So for the championship section on Chess Kid.
So we have 2 games left in the rated section.
We have Server Busy as one of the games. Actually, that is an interesting game. Server Busy.
Is Adisa coming?
1:30, but we have Susan at 1.
Yeah, but Adisa is actually.
Rook G5, Nick. That was a crazy looking move.
Should I admit Adisa?
Wait a minute. Let me see here.
I have Susan at 1.
Yeah. I have that too.
Let's check.
Yes. Wait for Susan.
Okay. And then, yeah.
I texted.
If we are not keeping the schedule, we are total chaos, right?
Yeah. The last thing we want is
chaos.
We don't want chaos.
Oh, G6 check. I don't like that move. But maybe it's going to lead to mate. I don't know. Oh, maybe it's a very good move, actually.
It looks like it wins a rook.
Yeah, G6 check.
Until Susan arrives, let's switch to Chess Kid so a nervous coach can see her students. So
Server Busy's playing like a champ.
So this is the top board for the championship section. Let me go back just quickly. Yes, this is a top board. So Quincy Hall is playing against Standing Rider. Last round is probably going for the championship title for under.
Well, I think this is not going well for Quincy Hall here.
And
to say the least.
Rider is a 4th grader with youth. Let me look up what's his USCF rating.
Being down 2 queens is not good.
Down 2 queens?
Okay.
Down 2 queens.
Checkmate. So, sorry, Carla. But good fight for Quincy. Very good fight. And
is that the winner now of the
he got 5 out of 5. There's also one more 4 out of 5, 4 out of 4. Oops. Ooh,
the way some of these kids play, I'm impressed.
This is okay. It just rebooted my game. So let's peek into, and Susan is here. So let me admit her. Thank you.
We definitely want to admit.
Yeah, I definitely want to admit. So Susan is here. Welcome, Susan.
Hi, nice joining you. How is everybody doing?
Doing good.
Good.
We're
How is the tournament going?
It's going great. We're watching 300 kids play chess and having
That's amazing.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Thank you for taking the time and joining us on the broadcast.
I want to say hi, Susan. I've never met you, but
hi, Paul.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too. I think I played your brother.
I'll bet you did, and at some time back in the past.
Yeah, many years ago.
And I played your sister Judith in a blitz game in New York when she was about 9 years old.
Oh wow!
And she beat me.
Hi Nick, haven't seen you in a while.
No. How's everything with you?
Oh, everything's great. Everything's great. We're working at Spice remotely right now, like I guess most of us, and things are well. Summer is slower than usual because of COVID, of course.
So you're coaching and running a powerhouse collegiate team, but you've also done a lot with regards to Scholastic Chess in terms of like a book series, helping. Tell us about that and what you've done.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of things. My latest book series, Learn Chess the Right Way, which I'm very proud of. It's for complete beginners all the way to like intermediate players. A very systematic book series on how to learn chess piece by piece in capturing pieces or checkmating. Yeah, thank you, Judith, for showing it. That's one of the 5 books indeed. Actually, I'm most proud of volume 3 in that series, which is, I think, pretty unique in that it focuses on defensive moves. I think there is not enough such material or books out there that focuses on defense versus attack. So that's one thing. And of course, I have a number of video series that's out there. The Polgar method or the one with ICC. So I've been doing a lot of work, but also I'm very proud of the work I do on behalf of my foundation. We have awarded, I think, over $6 million worth of scholarships through our various university partners over the last 17 years. And even though we had to change the format of the upcoming Susan Polgar Foundation Girls Invitational this summer because it has to be held online. We will still award $180,000 worth of scholarships and prizes that will be played June 2021 on chess.com. So all girls who may be listening or their parents, coaches, mark the date June 20th, which is the main day, and then the final 4 will play a playoff on the 21st. So it's a lot of exciting stuff happening. And of course, at Webster University, we have a strong team as usual, and we're working hard.
And we can guarantee that all our girl players will know of the event because Judith will communicate all of that.
Wonderful.
To them, yeah. And that is next month, June
20th. So it's about exactly 4 weeks from today, actually.
Yeah. It's coming around.
Today is the 23rd. Yeah, should be 4 weeks from today.
And everyone is welcome to join the Girls Club on chess.com. We established a Girls Club there, Susan Polgar Foundation Girls Club. And if you join that club, you are able to practice tournaments every week, every Saturday or Sunday morning, depending on the schedule. We'll have practice tournaments and just warm-up tournaments, and then the big day is on June 20th. Yep.
Yeah, very excited about that. And then, of course, Webster University, in cooperation with my foundation, hoping to host in person the Spice Cup, which has been a tradition since 2007. Sorry?
That's supposed to be in October.
October, right? Second half of October. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. Although I heard today is a big day, in that the first in-person tournament I heard of is taking place or started in Iceland.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Yeah, so I'm optimistic. Who knows? But then again, depends who you ask, right? Some people, my doctor told me yesterday, he thinks about 2 years it's going to be to some degree more of the same what we have now. So I don't know.
Yeah, you just got to change and kind of roll with everything. How has it been for you to kind of transition things more online? Did that happen right away, or did that take some time?
Well, I think sometime around mid-March, basically the university policies has changed, and they pretty quickly, almost from one day to another, they told us you have to work from home, and then they were working out the logistics maybe for a week or 10 days between the various employees, loaning them computers and so on and so on. But actually for chess, it's not as impactful, I think, as, I don't know, music, piano, or acting, or some other fields that a lot harder to take some things online. So for chess, we're, of course, already used to watching games on ChessBomb or play on chess.com or wherever people play. It's not as big of a change. I know a lot of people work on Skype with one another, GMs, or people take lessons online. So it's not such a huge change, I think, for chess as it is for many other things.
Yeah, it is. We are lucky through chess that we can continue playing and participating in chess online, because there are a lot of people.
So let me interrupt you guys for a little bit. The viewers can see that the K through 12 championship section on chesskid.com has actually ended. We have a clear winner with 5 points, standing rider, who's Vidyuth Harish. So congratulations, Vidyuth. That was an
Congratulations.
Congrats. Nice.
The second place is Gaya EP, and I'm double checking whether I'm allowed to say who he is, and he's Rucha Nunes. And then the third one is Tasty Celery. I feel that I always hear, and that's Dominic.
Yes.
Dominic Mutter. So thank you so much, guys. This has been amazing to follow this. And very good. So clear first place, clear second place, and Dominic took the tiebreak third place.
Nice.
So
yeah.
wonderful.
Oh, congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah. And,
thanks for showing up.
We're going to transition back to chess.com.
Where if we look at Abinov's game. Yeah.
Thousands plus tournaments going on there, because chesskid.com had the sort of under 1,000 rated players, or roughly under 1,000 rated players, and the chess.com has all the strong Scholastic players, but both of them will award the championship title. And we are looking, they are currently in round 4. 75 players are still playing, and the top board is between King 29, who's Abhinav, versus you will resign, yes you will.
Well, I mean, we were sort of joking that that was a great username that he has, but will he still feel the same if he's up against someone like Abhinav? So here we are in round 4.
Yeah, and that's Rudash, and his USCF rating is 1900. So that's actually a very strong match, because Abhinav is roughly around 2000-ish, right?
Yeah. So what are we seeing here? What do you think? We got the bishop versus the knight.
That's not the whole story.
No, it's not the whole story, but that's the first little difference I see. Tell us the rest of the story.
I'm going to bow out of that, and there are two grandmasters in the room here.
I'm not seeing any boards, so I cannot comment on it.
Yeah,
so.
I'm a little lagged. I don't see that.
Yeah. So, well, let me see if I. Yeah. So for Susan, I don't think we told you that if you go to twitch.tv/mechanicschess, you'll be able to pull up. You have to mute Twitch on the bottom left corner. You can mute the sound, and after a quick 30-second bounty advertisement, you will be able to see what we see. And then hopefully we can peek into this game. But meanwhile, we do want to thank you for your time, and we really appreciate you taking time to join us and give some updates on what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And it's really exciting for that girls' online event. It's nice that it's been able to transition to online.
Yeah, at least we managed to save it. So I can try to get there. Do you have a link you could send me, Judith?
Yeah. And actually, if you put it up on your cell phone, that's good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sounds good.
So I'm not sure, but maybe Black has some chances here. If the knight can get to e5, a minority attack on the queen side. Somehow I like Black, but there are dangers here for him too.
And there's a lot of time. They seem to have gotten to this position pretty quickly.
If I'm Black, I want to play knight e5, but it still has to find its way to that square.
Yeah. Still seeing the old game. It's
really.
So this is the fourth round, huh?
Yeah, round 4 or 5, and it's actually if we're getting matchups like this, it's really going to get tough.
It is going to get very tough. So the other game that's on the second board is between Ninja Trick, who's Rohan Rayaram, against Noidan. Let me see if
it's a Budapest defense.
Who's from Budapest? I don't know anyone who's from
in your honor.
Yeah, in the honor of Susan and yourself, Judith.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who's from Budapest, right? So he's playing against Yali.
Unfortunately for me, it's not coming up. So.
Okay. Well, then let's just chat a little bit, and then
sure.
But
let's see if I can see you guys again. Somehow I'm not seeing you guys now either. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. It's
okay.
Fine. It's fine. So what made you, because I normally the girls invitational, you have one girl from each state as a state representative. We also invite high rated girls who get special invitations, as well as all the alumni are qualified, right? And this is the in-person tournament that you usually hold in June, right?
Correct. So this is the first time actually that we opened it up to girls from all around the world, and even more than one girl, or there is no limitation of how many girls can participate from one state or one country. In the recent years, maybe 4 or 5 years or so, we have opened it up to the American continent, in addition to the 50 states, as well as the provinces of Canada. So we had girls from Brazil and Mexico and Ecuador and all over the place. But now I know we have already a lot of registrations from all around the world, from China and India and all kinds of places in the world. So it's going to be a very different dynamic in more than one way, not just the fact that it's online, but also in that who can participate. So it's going to be very exciting.
It is seriously open to all the world, all the girls from all over the world, which is, I think, a fabulous move. It's a uniting feeling, and a celebration of chess, and it's a wonderful opportunity for everyone. So we have almost 100 registration already, and we are still 4 weeks away, which is, I wouldn't be surprised if we were hitting 1,000 girls. And
that'd be fantastic.
That would be awesome.
Frank and all the other organizers will handle it. But
is there going to be streaming commentary?
Yes. Andrea Botes will be doing that. So we are very happy.
Yeah, and I'll be joining Alexandra for most of the day, as well as we'll have some special guests coming in as well.
Fantastic.
So, Susan, thank you for everything you do with women's chess, with girls chess. We will be helping promote that girls event, and it's just an honor and a pleasure to have you on our show and supporting the San Francisco Scholastic Championship. And thank you for coming on.
My pleasure, and congratulations, you guys, the organizers. I know it's a lot of work to coordinate everything, and job well done. So congratulations, and keep up the good work. We'll be in touch.
Thank you so much, and I love your background.
Thank you. Bye, Paul and Nick too. Long time no see. Okay.
Bye, Grandmaster Susan Polgar, former world champion, joining us, and it's awesome everything that's going to go on with the girls chess. And speaking of girls chess and women's chess, we're about to bring in some special guests as soon as we get them on.
Yep.
Hello.
So if you guys can please mute your Twitch, that would be wonderful. And then I'm gonna turn off my.
Hey, won!
Yeah. So joining us right now, and you can
hello guys,
unmute the mics. We have Women International Masters, Yvette Garcia Morales and Alejandra Guerrero. And we have Juan Sendejas, who's known to our mechanics community. Hey, Juan. I take it you're not standing on the Golden Gate Bridge and in the clouds? Just a nice background? He needs to unmute himself.
You're muted, Juan.
No.
Okay.
Hey, it is not. It's not like Juan to be muted. I know that. So, Yvette, Alejandra, thanks for joining us on the broadcast, the San Francisco Scholastic Championship. You both brought a lot of players from Mexico to play in our event, so that was pretty exciting. Yvette, why don't you start? Tell us about the players, your club, and everything you do in chess. It's kind of exciting to have you on.
Hi, everyone. I'm very glad to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation. So I'm very, very happy because I have 11 kids here representing Mexico. It's a project from the Federation, Mexican Federation. So I'm very, very happy, and the kids was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to play against United States. So very, very happy.
Yeah, very cool. And are the kids from Chihuahua? Is that where your club is at?
No, actually, Chihuahua and Mexico, Coahuila, I think DF, Distrito Federal. So we have a lot of kids from all the Mexico.
All combined. Very cool. And Alejandra, tell us about your club and what you do. You have the kids from Durango, is that right?
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yes. First of all, thank you very much for inviting us. I am very, very happy to be here with you. Talking with you. This is a huge opportunity. Yes, I am in Durango. I'm from Durango, and my kids are from the schools from Durango. They are from the third grade of kinder.
Yeah.
Through sixth grade. So all the and the half of kids and the half of boys and half of girls.
And do you teach them from the beginning, from the very, very beginning?
Yes. They start to throw the pieces, to give
putting them in their mouth and everything. Very cool. Very cool. And Juan, tell us about Chess Sin Fronteras.
Well, it's a program that we just started like a few months ago, but Albe is helping us, Alejandra is helping us to, and it's about promoting chess in the state of Guanajuato for now, then in Mexico and everywhere in the world.
And Honduras. Honduras too.
And Chess Sin Fronteras, Chess Without Borders.
Yeah.
So how are your kids doing in the tournament? Have you been following the games on Chess Kid? Because we have to follow so many different games.
Yeah, actually, my kids are doing really good. I have kids in 3rd grade and 2nd grade actually, and they are doing a really good job.
Fantastic.
I'm very proud.
And both of you are very accomplished, experienced players. You both played in Olympiads for Mexico.
Yeah.
Tell us about the last Olympiad you both played. You're playing on the same team? Like, who was board 1, 2, 3, 4? Like, how did that go?
We have playing Olympiads together since 2012, right?
Yeah, four Olympiads.
Event starting in 2012. I'm a little bit older. I started in 1998 to play Olympiads, and Tibet and we are very good friends because we are sharing all this experience on chess, and we are very happy with that. The last time they made a great for tournament, and in the Batumi.
Yeah,
we are happy with that. Yes.
So do you mind if we take a look at some of the games and then you kind of help us and tell us what you're looking at?
Yeah, sure.
So we're going to the this is the championship section. So our championship section is players that are rated 1,000 and over, but we have some 2,000 rated players playing the championship. And right here we have Ninja Trick, who's playing white. Oh, and if you have the Twitch broadcast on, you see what we're watching, and then just make sure it's muted. Actually, we just switched games. I don't know if you see King 29. You see that?
Yeah, I see that.
So what do you think? Who's better? Who would you rather be?
I don't know. I think the rook on a5 is a little bit maybe I don't like it. I don't know. What do you think, Alejandra?
Does that look passive?
Yeah, look.
Black it's a little bit good, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, I can take the pawn on a4.
Then bishop c2.
Oh yeah. I missed that.
Kind of a little trap. Like a little trap going on right
But
there.
maybe knight c4, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, knight c4.
And it was played, knight c4. So now black's putting a lot of pressure, it looks.
Yes. The knight came to e5 a long time ago.
So in Mexico, do you play at a chess club? Like, do you have like a location chess club, or do you how do you do that, or do you get together on the weekends and play?
Both.
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 In my case, I have my own chess club. It's named Miyagi, and my kids has the first word Miyagi in this tournament, so you can recognize it easily. And also, we play on the weekends. On Friday, we have a group of chess players that play every Friday, and also we play a little bit by internet. Well, in fact, now everybody's playing a lot of internet, right?
Yeah, they have to. Yeah.
Yeah, I have my own club too. Call it Capablanca Chess Club. Nice. So yeah, actually the same. We have a lot of now we have a lot of tournaments online, of course, on Chess Kit, and very, very happy because we are very connected now with other countries around the world. So it's very nice. It's very nice to have that.
I think your kids are playing in an international tournaments. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I think it might be a good idea to coordinate and try to organize like a club match between our kids and your kids, and that could be a lot of.
Yes, of course.
Because Mechanics has been organizing matches with like clubs from all over the world. I think it would be nice to have an international kids Scholastic match.
I'm sure very, very, very happy.
Perfect. Let's make it happen. What do you think, Juan? Think we can make that happen? Absolutely. Juan's ready. All right. We'll work on that. I'll connect with Judith, and I think that would be a really cool thing, and we can stream the event and do broadcasting. It'd be a whole lot of fun, especially with the kids involved. There'd be a lot of excitement about it. So we'll do that. So what is this game here? I see TM the Master and Champion PS.
I see that the previous game we guessed about that Black was good, but Black lost. But now looks interesting to this game.
Black is winning this, of course.
Yeah.
Black is winning here.
Up a lot of material. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these are the last 5 games of the 4th round for this section. So what about that top board?
Yeah, let's look at that top board again. That was
a great battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I Will Resign was playing, really fighting chess.
Yeah, You Will Resign.
Yes, you will.
Hey, Juan. Good to see you, Juan.
I love that, Nick. You will resign.
Yeah, we awarded it early on the best name award. We just didn't know if they'd be able to back it up. So we're gonna find out. So You Will Resign. Yes, You Will is playing white. But it looks like Black's really got their pieces, although the rooks don't look very mobile. But I don't know that.
It's just hard for any of those black pieces to move. If the knight moves, bishop c2 wins the exchange. If you take the a pawn with the rook, bishop c2 skewers you. Yeah. Oh, but now he just allowed a knight check to e4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Although you can regain the exchange here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the rook. Yeah.
This doesn't look good for white somehow, but.
The rook is trapped here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, that's tough because even if you take the rook, that pawn's pretty.
Well, now rook d1, and then yeah, that's a good move. If the white king can come running in.
Yeah.
Because the black's going to pick off that g5 pawn, yeah.
But now king e7, d6. Oh no, I'm not sure. What do you think, Nick?
No, I think he really blew it by allowing the knight check.
You think Black has this pretty much under control?
Not completely, but it should be the case.
Yeah.
And actually, it looks like Black can just push that a pawn all the way, right?
That too. Yeah.
Very cool.
But it's still, yeah.
So Yvette, what other projects have you done? I mean, I've seen that you've done stuff with St. Louis Chess Club and other things. Like, do you have anything going on besides the Scholastic?
Yeah, I was streaming, doing a Spanish commentary on St. Louis Chess Club. So very glad to be in there. And now I have a lot of projects on chesskit.com. Actually, Alejandra Guerrero, we are working on that to grow the chess kit in Spanish. So, well, actually, I think we are doing a good job.
No, that's very cool. That's very cool. And especially that you guys get to work together and doing it together.
We are a good friend. So
you're a good team. It's good to have a good team.
Yeah.
Good team together.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah.
This is still quite a fight, huh, Nick?
Yeah, this looks pretty.
Yeah, it's not over.
No.
I love the White King.
Yeah, it's pretty far up there. Now, can Black push that e-pawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe White King should have been on F. I don't know.
I'm one of the worst players talking among us, so like everything I say, do not take that as something you
I
should.
like what you say, Abel.
Is Black going to play Rook B7 and pawn to A3 or something?
And this is one of the last two games for this round.
What about Rook B7 and pawn to A3? This has been a great fight.
Oof, I love it. The Rook B7 and try A3.
Yeah. Or what about Rook A7? Looking to play A3. Yeah. There we go.
But then
now that's gonna be tough because you push that pawn. Yeah.
It looks a little slower, but maybe it's good too. I don't know.
Yeah. This is a match worthy of a fourth round top board
or fifth round even.
Fifth round.
It's a real heavyweight fight.
Oh, maybe A3 here and then takes, and I take with Rook, and I'm going to try B2.
That's right. You could do B2 and then take the Rook you promote.
Yeah, and the castle on C1 is like not possible because we have a pawn on B2. So maybe A3.
But C5 check and White would have started to, maybe this is better. Black needs to do something quickly here.
Yeah, it's about to lose pawns.
Maybe Rook E7 check and Rook E2 was the right move there.
Oh, coming up around.
Yeah, instead, now I'm not sure about this. Very complicated, huh, Nick?
Yes, no, you will resign is really fighting. It could be swinging in his favor.
He's been given some opportunity though by Abi, it looks like too, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I think Black has been a little slack in some of his moves.
So Yvette and Alejandra, are there any websites that we can show to our viewers to kind of promote everything you do with Chess Kid in Spanish, and anything we can direct some of our players to that might be interested?
Yeah, well, thank you very much for the invitation to be here. Well, I am a streamer on chess.com, and I have my channel here in Twitch. So maybe you can follow there.
What is it?
Jugando-ajedrez.
Jugando,
of course. Ajedrez.
Playing chess. We'll find it. We'll put it up. The stream of Yvette Garcia Morales. And what about you, Alejandra? Do you do any streaming? You ventured?
No, not yet.
Jump on it.
I am not streaming at the moment. I tried, but not. I didn't do it yet.
I never thought about it until Juan started pushing us to do it. So he definitely helped us get started at mechanics. So, he would be a good person to talk, and Yvette also, who's doing it. I want to thank all three of you for coming up on the broadcast and kind of bringing your kids to play and participate. And if you're okay with it, I want to do a write-up in the next newsletter, Mechanics newsletter that comes out next week. And maybe I can connect with you over email to talk about, what you do and sort of interview you and what you're doing in Mexico and having the kids participate. And I'd love to write an article about it for the next newsletter. So, and I'll connect with both of you and we can do that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, and Juan, thank you for kind of getting this together, and we'll connect after for sure. Thank you all three for joining, and just thank you for being part of the San Francisco Scholastic Championship.
Gracias. Gracias por participar a todos.
All right, yeah.
Gracias.
Bye, folks.
Muchas gracias, amigos.
Adiós.
Adiós.
Mecánica. Adiós.
That was Women International Masters, Yvette Garcia Morales, Alejandra Guerrero, and the one and the only Juan Sendejas, who is who's done quite a bit for the Mechanics Institute, especially when I got there. And he was instrumental in getting us streaming events, and he runs our DGT boards. I mean, we really wouldn't be here without his help. So it's great that he was joining in. And I think we may have another guest coming on. I believe we have Adisa Banjoko ready to come on. When he does, we'll welcome him to the show.
Nick, this has just been a crazy game.
Yeah, what has been going on? Like, I turned my back, and this is... Oh,
it has. But now it gets to a simple rook and pawn ending, which you will...
Why is Black giving away the F-pawn so easily?
I wonder if Black thought they could do rook f4 check and win one back, but they can't because of the rook on a2.
My God, this is an upset in the making.
So actually, while we were focusing on the chess.com, almost all the sections are finished.
Wow, from the Chess Kid.
Chess Kid.
Wow.
3 to 5 still has 2 last games, or actually only one last game. But it's been fun following that. Very good.
So I can see in the standings right now in the championship, Rohan Rajaram, Nija Trick, 4 out of 4. Shanak Shivakumar, 4 out of 4. Magnus Carlsen is 4 out of 4. And I think both of the players playing here are 3 out of 3. So if someone wins, we could have 4 players heading into the final round with perfect scores.
This looks like an easy win for White. So.
And White is a 1900 player. Avi is a 2000. So it was a pretty even match going into it.
Let me switch over to Chess Kid, just the very last game, seriously, the very last game. So I figured we can cover that. It's it's in grade 3 and 5. Again, these are pretty strong players, so chesskid.com rating is around 1400.
I think Black is about to resign or get mated.
Or get mated, yeah, right?
Yes. But White is like eating material.
Yeah, instead of checkmating.
And if I go back to the tournament, oh yeah, and it's actually done.
In Judith, I will be right.
Okay, so it's done. Congratulations to Uram, amazing. He won the game. He won the tournament section. Second,
with 5 out of 5?
5 out of 5 and clear second, the chess master.
Just like in the other section.
Yeah, exactly. So that's actually the end of the Champion Chess Kid tournaments, or the second.
Wow.
And we will be transitioning back to chess.com. So thank you so much for everyone who joined on Chess Kid us today. I know it's not an easy thing to learn how online tournaments are working, to really accept that there's nothing the tournament organizers can do actually once the game starts, because we don't have the authority to put people in, to change the scores, to change pairings. So it's heartbreaking sometimes that we are basically not able to do. But so thank you so much for the parents who are probably explaining a few glitches to the kids, and they have to explain to them that there's nothing we can do. So that's life, right? As Sam said, that's life. not much we can do. So we are back on chess.com where the last round started. So it actually just got paired. So let me pull up the first couple of games. So we have on top board, we have Ninja Trick and Alpha Unlimited. And I should know who's Alpha Unlimited, but I don't actually. So Alpha Unlimited is Shanak Shivakumar, yes. And Ninja Trick is Rohan Rayaram. So this is a very interesting matchup. And then the second.
We have the world champion playing on board two.
Exactly. So the world champion is Andrew Liang, hiding behind. And then we have on board 3, we have Abhinav and Ashwin. So let's peek into the first board.
Yeah. I mean, the top 2 boards all have perfect scores.
Yes, so the top 2 boards are the perfect scores. They haven't played each other, so now they are facing off. There are a couple of scenarios how we can have decisive result and sole winner, but there can be a 2 or 3-way tie. We'll see. So,
Judith, what is the tiebreak in case they finish 2 perfect?
It is the standard whose opponents were stronger, so they always take the stronger opponent. I will have to look up.
I think it's where they place.
So I don't know if where they place or about of their rating. So yeah,
or even a combination.
Let me look it up.
Because the tiebreaker is set by
Neustad score. How do you pronounce that? Neustad score, Sonnenberger score.
Yeah. So it looks at where your opponent's placed in the tournament, and so like if you beat people that ended up finishing 3rd, 7th, and 10th, you're going to have a higher tiebreak than if you beat people that finished 15th, 23rd, and 50th.
Actually, I think it's a little different. I think they add together the total scores of their games. So it's basically if you have ones all over, then you have a 5.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, but then I don't know.
We'll look that up.
Yeah, we'll look that up. Yeah.
As they say, it's academic.
But unlike us as tournament directors, where we usually use a standard Scholastic, but we have the ability to implement whatever tiebreaker we want in the Swissis, in the tournament software. Chess.com, ChessKid, it's preset and done, and we don't have the ability to manipulate it, I don't think.
Okay, so basically the score is actually calculated quite interestingly. So you add up all the opponent's total score, and you times it with each opponent, what was your result against them. So if an opponent had 4.5 and you drew, you get 2.25 for that person. If you won against that person, then you get 4.5. So that means if that person did well and you won against them, that means you get a lot more points than if that person did good but you lost against them, then you get 0, right? So
I think the lesson.
So basically, you're rooting for everyone you played, right? Yeah. So everyone you play, you're rooting for them to do well because you're going to get a higher tiebreaker. That's
always the case, right?
As you should for good sportsmanship anyway, right?
Yeah.
So
what are we looking at? Oh, this is a fantastic matchup here with Ninja Trick and Alpha Unlimited. That's Rohan Rajaram against Shanak Shivakumar. This is a matchup that would be fantastic to watch in a live event.
Both of the players are playing way too fast in a complicated situation. I'm sorry.
And they have as I'm propping them up, they're disappointing Paul.
Well, they're just blitzing out their moves, and gosh knows what everybody's missing here. Yeah, or maybe they're playing the best moves. I mean, I can't really, it's going so fast I can't tell.
But you would think that they would be a little more cautious, especially what's at stake in it being the final round, right?
Yeah, I mean, I want to come down. If I'm one of these kids, I want to come down to the mechanics and collect that medal. I mean,
trophy.
That's right. I'm sorry, I was looking at the medals on the.
Yeah.
And what about?
We won't be able to do medals, but trophy. Yep.
Trophies, yeah.
Magnus Carlsen against You Will Resign, Yes You Will.
Yeah, let's look at that game. That's got to be the top board, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the other top board, right?
It was good to see Juan.
Yes. Yeah. You see, and he's doing a lot with regards to chess and working with players from Mexico.
Excellent.
And I love the idea of organizing a Scholastic club match with their club. That would be really cool, I think. So.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nick?
Okay, you've got the Magnus Carlsen game up. It's not on my screen yet.
Oh, okay.
My internet's a little slow.
Well, or mine is, and then it doesn't upload that fast. So, yeah. So.
I mean, if White can take the e5 pawn safely, I think he should be doing quite well here. But.
And then after this round, when we're at the conclusion, we will take a look at the results of all the sections and kind of announce the tentative winners.
Yes, and we have to stress the tentativeness because we will be screening it for fair play, and so we have the right to.
I think You Will Resign, Yes You Will might be I Will Resign, Yes I Will, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, I think White's game is going south here.
Is Black going to play Knight Takes Bishop?
Well, that would be a good plan. Yeah.
Hey, I think we have Adisa on.
What's up, dudes? Is it too dark? Hold on, let me see. It's too bright out here.
Yeah, the other way. There we go.
You're looking, staring into the sun.
Welcome to the broadcast, Adisa Banjoko.
What's up, dudes? How is everyone?
Hey, man.
It's going really well. We're here in the final round of the San Francisco Scholastic Championship. When the tournament's over, we're gonna
go outside.
Well, we're gonna go outside,
get some sun like me a little bit.
We'll get the final numbers, but it looks like we got close to 300, if not 300 kids.
Awesome.
Throwing pieces around.
Come on, man. I mean, look, I know that coronavirus sucks on every level, but chess is thriving. Let's look at the upside.
And actually, a lot of people have been, a lot of the guests have been saying that we're really fortunate that we're doing an activity that is easily transferable online, where people can play and engage and even socialize through chess. So we're really lucky.
Totally.
So tell us about what you've been up to with regards to chess. I mean, you've done a lot of work with kids in chess and in a lot of areas, not just chess, but chess and art and chess and music and chess and sport.
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, thank you. I miss you guys. I was really starting to get used to going over and hanging out. So like the lockdown's kind of whack in that regard, like for sure, a few months ago, I went at the beginning of the year. I went out to London and I was kind of hanging out with some of the guys from Perling. They make those really cool, expensive chessboards that they sell at Harrods. Like Harrods is like Neiman Marcus on steroids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Paul is familiar.
Yeah. So I went to Perling, and those guys are over in because I don't understand London geography because I'm kind of stupid. I don't really know where they are, but they're awesome. And so I went over to their place and I was hanging out with Simon Purkis, the CEO of Perling, and he was kind of showing me like their process. They team up with different artists, and then they make very different kind of themed chessboards. And so one of the things they've been doing is they've been taking artists to Harrods, and they have the artists basically make some of the board in front of people, and then they sell it. I mean, these things are going for like 10 grand a board.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. So that's crazy. And then I interviewed them for my podcast, Bishop Chronicles, which is really cool. And then the last time I was out there, so I went there in August, and I went there in February. When I was out there in February, right after I met with them, I got a call from RZA from Wu-Tang, and he was doing a camp with the people from Tazo T, right? And so they were basically doing a Zen retreat, and
that's one of their keys. Zen.
Yeah. They had a Zen retreat that for young professionals, right? So these are artistic professionals and different creatives. Like some of them were digital creative people, some of them were comedians, some of them were visual artists, some of them were musicians, and they'd kind of hit a wall. So RZA had the people from Tazo reach out to me so that I could teach chess and life strategies to some of the artists and people at the camp. So I basically went from London back to Cali for a few days. Then I went out to New York to Staten Island, where RZA's from. And man, it was really cool. You know, they had a Shaolin monk out there teaching Kung Fu, and a guy named Xian Ming. And then I was teaching chess and life strategies. There was meditation. There was like life planning stuff. It was really cool. And that got picked up in the Business Insider India. And then Uprocks with 2 X's. Uprocks did a whole thing about RZA and his love for chess and stuff like that. So I was really honored, man.
And I saw the link, and I read it in the link that you sent.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was really cool. And so, you know, normally during the summer, I'd be in the juvenile halls. That's what I normally do, is I teach chess in the juvenile halls, usually in Oakland. But I was getting ready to do some stuff. I'd met with some of the kids at the San Francisco Juvenile Hall, and now because of COVID, all that stuff's done, you know? So it kind of sucks. But I think if and when things open up properly and successfully, we'll get back to it, man, because I think now more than ever, kids need not just chess, but they need the ideas that help them think about how to get around the obstacles in their life, you know?
And actually,
so that's why what you're doing is so important.
Well, let's go to Nick and Paul to see what happened here, because it looks like Magnus Carlsen finished it off. Let's take a look at this.
Well, of course, the world champion the world champion will always win, you know.
Well, actually, why don't we take a look at this game, because this is still going. We got knight and 4. Well, how about this one right here, because this looks pretty brutal.
Yeah, you will resign. Yes, you will. It turned into I must resign. Yes, I must.
And you predicted that. You predicted that.
Yeah.
So you can't capture that knight, yeah.
But he had a great run. He's a good player. He just overlooked a couple of things here. I predict a bright future for this chess player.
And why don't we move to that other game, which Rohan Rajaram and Shanak Shivakumar, White is up a pawn.
Sounds good. Sorry, guys, for the flip.
That was an early resignation by You Will Resign.
Yeah, it was a piece down and getting crushed, but
it's a championship game.
That's true, man. You're absolutely right. Well, Black is getting pushed to the wall here.
I think so. This does not look...
2 pawns on the queen side.
Yeah. Should be a win for White.
Yeah, that Black Knight has to quickly jump back and try to cause some trouble, some checks.
So, Odysseus, are you in the Bay Area still, or?
Yeah. I'm back in the Bay on lockdown with everybody else.
Yeah. and actually, you're teaching online, correct?
Yeah. So I basically have been taking a few kids that I've been like and young adults that I've been mentoring online with chess and life stuff, and it's been really good. You know, it's been really good. It's been really fun, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out like what the future is supposed to be like for all of us in the chess world.
I mean, but all of us are figuring that out ourselves.
Yeah.
But I mean, hopefully, with the advent of all the awesome technology, right, and all of the interaction, we'll still be able to continue to thrive. And my hope is that all of this engagement that we're seeing online will just reinvigorate the global chess community once we get past the pandemic.
And just talking about the chess community, because I think this is a question that's being thought about and coming up. As we've said several times on the broadcast, all these games will be screened for fair play.
Nice.
Just to make sure, because there were a few games where people they may be scratching their heads. We just want everyone to be aware that we wanted to hold this championship. We're going to do what we need to do to try to make sure that the integrity of the game kind of followed through. But it's going to take us having the event and then submitting the games after, and then giving final results after the fact. So for those of you who are watching and are wondering some of the games, could that have really been? We're going to find out. We're going to get to the bottom of it all. But I thought it was. We all thought it was important to have the tournament. Everyone's on the honor system, but we're gonna trust but verify after.
Yeah, no. That's how it should be. That's absolutely how it should be.
Yeah. So
And while we had instances where we were really, really convinced that cheating was going on during the tournament, the open tournament, and we did withdraw a player, but here it's very hard. So usually the standard process is to let the tournament go, let the tournament finish, and screen after. And we will be adjusting the final scores of the published tournament. But at the same time, there's nothing we can do during the tournament. And during the tournament, the standings and online on chess.com, the standings will not be updated based on the score or given. They're going to give back rating points if they find a player has been cheated. The opponents get their rating points back, but the standings there will not be adjusted. So there's always interesting things, and we are really looking into games and see if they are they were played by following the fair play policy and the fair play regulations, and I'm kind of hoping they have. But so everyone trust us.
I haven't seen anything egregious myself.
We noticed a couple of them that we're curious what that. So that was Shanak Shivakumar finished it out. So it'll be interesting to see in the end.
Is that a two-way tie for first?
Well, I'm curious who the tiebreaker will go to. Would it be Magnus or Shanak?
Let me see. So it's Shanak. Shanak has 9 points and Magnus has 7.5. So it's interesting. So Shanak is the champion.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Shanak.
One of Sam Shanklin's students, right?
And I think he's worked with him at the U.S. Chess Camp.
Yeah.
Let me just want to say about Shanak. I mean, his family is absolutely amazing. We've known them for several years. He has a little brother that's also playing. I think he's actually playing the Chess Kid event, Sahil. And they're just really, really good people. They're supportive of Judith and I and, the things we do. And if it does end up the final, it looks like that's what it's going to be. Big congratulations to him. It couldn't happen to a finer child, a finer family, and it would be exciting.
And of course, Magnus Carlsen tied for first.
Yeah, of course he's not going to let that go. So yeah. So if that's how it plays out, I mean, just congratulations to him. And I mean, he would have been one of the players I would have thought would be one of the favorites, along with Abhinav, just because he's really, really strong. And just a quick story, since I can share it right now. I played Shanak in a rated game probably 3 or 4 years ago, and I was playing him. I was 1900, and he was like 1800, the same. And we played, and the match was like 5.5 hours, and I was just completely exhausted. I had no mental energy like whatsoever. I desperately saved a draw, like by the skin of my teeth. And when it was over, like I just wanted to curl up and go to bed. He said, "Do you want to go to the back and analyze the game?" And I just looked at him and said, "Hey, Sean," I go, "I'm just really, really tired." And,
I'm warned.
And he just smiled. But then it's just like, they have the stamina, they have the energy. And I mean, I was just relieved that I held on and didn't lose that game. But yeah, no, it's just a nice little share of a story. So what games do we have left? We have Abhinav here.
Yeah, Abhinav is he still goes Rochelle, Adichie, I am Charlene, and a few other games. So not many more. Definitely the top boards are done.
So nobody can catch the top two.
Nobody can catch the top two.
No. Right.
Because the most they can catch is 4 out of 5 here.
And there's a few people that can still get 4.5, right? For
one, Ashwin.
Okay, so that was third place right there.
So Ashwin, if he beats,
Ashwin can get 4.5, but Abhi can only get 4.
Yeah.
Right.
So if Ashwin wins, then he gets third place, clear third.
Ashwin's going to have to pull the rabbit out of the hat here, though, being a pawn down.
Oh, he just played a nice move.
Yeah, that rook c1 was a great move.
But he's still a pawn down.
Yeah.
So Odessa, any chess related projects kind of in the works, or
right now I actually am working on a Hip Hop Chess Federation event that it's under wraps because of COVID, but as soon as this stuff is done, I think that we're going to be able to announce some cool stuff, and you guys will be the first to know, like, for sure.
No, let us know. And in the future, I mean, we still do our broadcasts on Tuesdays. We do the broadcast of our online events. And if you ever want to come on, just hit us up and we can Zoom you in.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm excited.
Fantastic.
And
well, yeah.
No, I appreciate you guys immensely. Seriously. No. I mean, not just for this, but for what you guys always do and have traditionally done for the Bay and the world, man. This is beautiful.
And you've been like a huge supporter of us and like offering to promote. I mean, the last few days were kind of crazy. We get rounding up the kids. So I did get your message about promoting on Facebook.
I know.
But Odessa, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for all you do. And thanks for kind of being a fan of us. We're a fan of yours. And we'll be collaborating on stuff as things kind of open up. And
yeah, absolutely. I just want to say thanks again. And I have a podcast called Bishop Chronicles. That's about like hip hop and chess and like health and fitness stuff. And every show I always talk about an aspect of chess that connects to life, because I just think that that's important. And I appreciate you guys for all of your support, and I look forward to connecting with you through the pandemic and after the pandemic.
Sounds great. Odessa Banjoko, thank you for joining us today. And
all of you have a blessed one. Take care. And congrats to all the kids who participated.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to see more of you guys. Okay. Take care.
Stay safe. Yeah.
Many blessings. Bye-bye.
That was Odessa Banjoko, Hip Hop Chess Federation, artist, philosopher, martial artist, everything, right? He does it all. So here we are, guys. We're close to wrapping it all up. How many games do we still got going?
I have to double check because I'm kind of doing a little bit of switching around. We have about 10 games.
Quite a few. Yeah.
10 games left. Or 11 games, including Abhinav's top game. And then we can maybe cover a Chess Kid finalist, and then come back to chess.com. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, we still have one of the sections in the Chess Kid.
No, we don't. Everyone is finished there. So that's why I thought that it would be a good time now to go over the winners on Chess Kid. I'll try to make sure I can mention everyone's name. And then maybe we can do that. Is that okay? And then come back for the last few games.
Sure.
There you go. So I'm gonna pull up the sections each by each. One is the championship section. Let's start with that. And I can see it might take a little bit of time. Okay, let's see. And then I have to go to tournaments, and then I can pull up the tournament. Oof.
So how many played all total?
And that's what we'll be able to actually
I see.
So total players in the championship section was 66.
Yep.
I'm writing this down.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll do the math. Good.
You do the math. So we have Standing Rider who won the game, won the championship title for the under 1,000, right?
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Standing Rider.
Speed Youth Harish. And then we have Gea Yipi and Tasty Celery. And Tasty Celery is
Matar, right?
Matar.
Dominic Matar.
Dominic Matar. And he's actually, with how many ties here? 3rd through 11th. So that's an 8-way tie, if I'm counting correctly, right? Or 9-way tie.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
So congratulations to Dominic for catching that 3rd place. So this was the championship section, which had 66 players. And then we have to go back like this way, which is kind of, let me see if I can make this faster, okay? Okay, no, we won't be able to. So let's, the second section that we should cover is the kindergarten to 2nd grade. And maybe able, do you have the table up to see who's, right?
You want me to pull up the K2?
Anyway, no, it's I have it there just to sign the names, but I see that. Anyway, so concerned or
well, we can just do the screen names. Or,
yeah. Okay, so Concerned Oath and Inspired Sister, they tied for 1st. I know Inspired Sister is the little sister of a very strong girl up or a boy up in the chess.com section. And we had Magic Ivan, who's a new player, and he clinched the 3rd place based on tiebreakers, right?
Congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations. Yeah. And we have 52 players in this section, which is amazing.
All right, I'm keeping a running count here.
Yeah,
you do the math for us. That's good. So the next section, it was the 3 to 5, which was still a non-rated section. All the 3rd through 5th graders participated in this. We had 61 players participating in this, so not bad, not bad. And we had a clear winner. You're amazing. That's a pretty funny name too, right?
That's a great name.
You're amazing. And then
you're amazing, but I'm gonna beat you anyway.
Yeah. And then second place, clear second place with 4.5. Only one draw is Chessmaster 1, the Chessmaster 1. And again, we had a lot of 3rd place tie, but the tiebreaker went to Pesky Panda SVCA. So congratulations to them. This was a non-rated section. so their games will not be sent to US Chess. Only the championship section with the 66 players will have a US Chess online tournament submission, and the kids will get an online rating update. For those of you who don't know, US Chess has both the regular rating, over the board rating, as well as the online rating. It's two separate. Any player who plays online, their rating will reflect online rating, and over the board rating will never be able to be affected by online rating. Okay. And the last section on Chess Kid is 27 players. So Paul can do the math for us. A clear winner with.
How many were? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. How many were in the championship section?
66 in the championship section. We had 52 in the kindergarten through second grade. We had 61 in the third through fifth, and then we had 27 in the 6th through 12th grade, right?
And then how many in the chess.com?
That's what I'm, yeah. So
That's what he's asking.
206.
So in the 6 through 12, which is an unrated one, we still had, we had a clear first place with 4.5 Dark Chiefland. We had one of the Mexican players score in the second place, tiebreaker, CF Top Alfredo, and then Needs Certain Escape took the third place based on tiebreakers. So congratulations. And another Mexican player scored fourth place with tied for second, actually. So that's a pretty good tournament for them, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to find a way to get that trophy down there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we just have to maybe deliver in person.
Just give it to Juan,
yeah. Right?
CSF Chess Sin Fronteras.
Well, I volunteered to go down there and then just
how many players were in the rated section?
In the on Chess Kid?
No, on chess.com.
We don't know it yet. So the tournament has to finish first, and then we'll know, because of all the withdrawals. I don't think we see an updated number. Okay.
So there were 206 on Chess Kids.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, 206 on Chess Kids.
206 on Chess Kids.
Okay, and I'm trying to make sure that are you guys seeing the chess.com? Not yet, right?
Not yet. So, there are 4 games still going.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, 4 games are still going. I'm going to pull up...
yeah, let's look at the...
Actually, there's one great game that's going on with Adichie and Pumpkin Energy.
Pumpkin Energy.
Wow, two of the knights here.
Oh, but White's knight is going to slip back to knight f6 and knight h6.
Yep.
Oh, maybe that wasn't the right move. Yeah, White sort of gave up. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do anything, right?
Yeah. I think White has misplayed this somehow.
So what would be Black's goal? Because the knight is sort of like locked in there, but like how do you make progress?
I don't know. It's like a problem position, so it could.
Well, knight g4 and king f7 would have won the knight.
Yeah, missed that.
But
Black again. Adichie had no reason to move so fast, but again, a situation where you just blitz out a move and maybe it wasn't the right one. We've seen a lot of that.
Yeah, it's. I had no idea that was so frustrating.
Well, what for me?
The moving fast.
I think it's just. I think it's a real issue with the younger players. If anybody should go back and listen to what Sam said about, I think there's a lot to be learned there. I think it looks to me like Black is winning now, maybe, but I'm not sure.
It's a bit complicated. It's a bit complicated when those pawns advance. Maybe White can sacrifice the knight and
for a couple of
Kudos to Adichie because I mean, last game in the last round, or almost last game in the last round, right?
I'm Charlene has a great name.
Yeah,
I like that name. I'm Charlene.
And the funny, that's her chess kid, I think, screen name also.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So the Black here is Aditya Chita. He's a great guy, and so kudos to him because
that was kind of well played by Black. Just put White in Zhuang, I guess. And now 95 check and
yep.
Yeah.
Eating
Black is smoothly winning now here. Although there's always bumps on the road.
Yeah, it's never easy, right?
He's comfortable with time and everything, and he's a regular player in our online tournament, so I think he knows how to handle time and he knows how to handle online games. So.
But White has pumpkin energy, you know. That's not to be underestimated.
We got banana energy and pumpkin energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, banana energy was one of the last games also going on. So.
And I think, let me double check that. But I think they are brothers. Yes. Yeah. So they are
how
brothers.
About that?
That's funny.
That is funny.
Hilarious.
That is a good one.
And I know.
I can just see it. I like pumpkins. I like bananas. You know.
Pumpkin energy is desperately trying to get Adichie to accept a draw. I don't know if you realize that that'll never happen.
And then the funny thing is that their mom is this fitness instructor, and she has this high energy classes. It's so funny. Like, I think the whole family is full of energy.
Full of energy.
And I know, like, we are so drained here, like tired.
Well, I mean, me, I'm looking at this, and you know what I'm going to say, right? Because I'm seeing like a million draw offers in a completely lost position.
I'm not sure now. I mean, it looks White still, you know, got a couple of cats tricks in the.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that White really shouldn't be offering repeated draws. Right?
Got that issue again, yeah.
Yeah.
If there is one little pet peeve that I have when I see it's like,
yeah,
it's painful for me.
I pulled up the game chat so the viewers can actually see it, because we see if a draw is offered and the draw is declined, and also you hear the sound as well. So it's interesting.
Okay, the server. Somebody said that the server will not allow a draw for after every move. Is that true?
That
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Like it's maybe every other move. I don't know. I'm not sure either.
I don't know. Why isn't he put?
Live Chess has this, Nick. Live Chess, I don't know if you play on Live Chess, but it has this ridiculous take back thing where there's a take back option, right? Where you can ask your opponent if he can take back a move. And I mean, that is like, how are you going to learn anything if you are allowed to take back moves?
Yeah, no.
It's really bad. I actually asked the Live Chess. I wrote to them, emailed them, and I said, "Why do you have this?" They said it's a very popular feature.
Mm-hmm.
the take back feature. And so what can you say about that?
Well, for beginners, maybe. But yeah, you won't improve if you have that.
You won't improve
once
with
in a while. Yes, you want to give a break to your friend who obviously had a mouse slip, right? If Josiah plays against me and he hangs a whatever rook, right? I know it's gonna be a mouse slip, but at the same time, that's life. That's like online chess, and
yeah, and there's also the principle involved in in getting better at chess. You just nobody's going to give you a move back in a tournament game.
Yeah,
it's just that's not sort of.
So this is proving to be a little tricky for Black.
Yeah, Black has to just get it right. I mean, it's winning, but he could screw it up with one move. We've seen worse.
Yeah, I mean, maybe White's thinking of playing for a win now.
Don't rule it out.
No, definitely don't rule it out, for sure. Oh.
Ooh, yes.
Looks like Black's closing the.
Why didn't he take it?
I think if he took it, Black may be able to like march those pawns down.
Uh-huh.
No.
Well, now it's really
it's okay.
Looking good.
Yeah.
White just lost another pawn.
And another buffer. Yep.
This is sort of becoming inevitable. At some point, Black will find the way to force the pawn through.
Yeah.
So this is the last game of the tournament.
Wow.
Nice.
Thanks for coming out and watching, everybody.
Yep.
And we will have final thoughts before we sign out.
Yeah, and then
there's
final
definitely a few
count as
things
well.
we need to address.
But I have to say, this was amazing. Judith and Abel, you just decided to run this. It worked well. You kept something normal going during these times for all the kids. It's really fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have a question about that. Has the Scholastic, Mechanics Institute Scholastic Chess actually grown significantly during this time?
I think significantly is not even describes accurately. I mean, it is like exponentially. Judith has like See, the thing about organizing an event like this is that it requires a lot of parent education in terms of how to work around Chess Kid and how to use it and how to support the child in using it. And Judith's literally helped the parents. She's been in constant communication with them and really engaged with them in how to operate it. So now she's kind of built in, a trust with them, and that I think is going to bring a lot of loyalty and faith in kind of what we're doing. And it takes just a lot of work. It takes a lot of work, and she's put in the work. So thank you, Judith, for doing that.
Thank you.
So we're really excited about what the Scholastic program is looking like and how it'll grow, and we'll just see how it goes.
Post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Post-pandemic. Whoa.
Pumpkin Energy offered a draw again.
Yeah. Pumpkin Energy needs to learn a little bit something.
Well, he's getting taught a good lesson here.
And it is Shaunak Shivakumar with 5 out of 5. Magnus Carlsen also with 5 out of 5. And You Will Resign, Yes You Will, 4 out of 5 with the tiebreaker. So I want to congratulate Shaunak Shivakumar for winning the tournament. Congratulations to him. And I don't know. I'll address it now since there's probably a lot of people in the chat, and there's people in the chat that have been kind of like monitoring the tournament. And I mean, if you're monitoring the tournament, some of the chatter. There's been some questions whether some of the people that have played fairly. We're going to find out. And like I said, all these games. I think what a lot of people and a lot of kids don't realize is that they don't realize that their games will be exposed. The math really doesn't lie. Even for us, when we've had tournaments in the Tuesday Night Online, and we've had instances of violations of fair play, even from people that we know in the chess club, that we would never think that it would be possible. We find out, and in every instance that we've seen and been a part of where we engage that player, they've admitted to it. So we know this system works, and we're going to run these games through that same system. And I think if there are instances where it's found that there may have been a fair play violation, I think it's really incumbent upon parents to kind of work with their children, because I'm a father myself, right? And my son has not been without mistakes growing up, as with all children. But the parents really going to have to help that when they do this. We don't think that they're mean-spirited or that they just got caught up in the wanting to win and wanting to do well, but it's a teaching moment. So even if there are some instances in this tournament where this may have happened and it kind of brings down the integrity of the event a little bit, they're doing a disservice to themselves, and we hope that parents engage their children in that manner, just to minimize how often this happens. It really has to be a team effort in addressing these issues. And I just want to personally thank the parents that have gotten to the bottom of it with their kids and kind of reached out to them, because I mean, from our end, we know it takes a team effort, and we give chances, but we need people to be honest about it. So I just wanted to say that. I know I'm taking a lot of time in expressing it, but the one thing that's important for us at Mechanics is we want to run our games with integrity. We want people playing the games that are honest and play fairly. And for anyone out there that wants to engage in cheating, we're going to find out about it. And if we find out about it, it's going to have consequences of your participation in the club if it doesn't get addressed. So that's what I have to say about it. So just
and I want to reiterate the trust us part, right? We are very careful. So altogether, we actually had 79 players. So that's cool. I know it's I know it requires for you to wait, and you need to be patient with us. We don't want to make a hasty decision, and we want the system to go through the scanning and everything. But so trust us. We see what you see. We see probably more what you see. We usually are pretty fast in detecting if there's something off. Statistics and accuracy, they don't lie if you...
Judith and I have been very trained in looking at that immediately. Yeah. The statistics accurate to what your rating is, and so other people in the chat, they're looking at it too, and they see what we see. So
yeah, so just trust us, and we'll keep you guys updated, and just take your job or take your part of this, and then just keep playing fair and no cheating, and then you will be fine. Okay.
And just one last before we go to Nick and Paul about like the tournament itself. The value of us being able to provide this tournament in these times, and the engagement with different chess communities and cultures, we think far outweighs the issues of fair play that we're going to deal with. And we're just hoping that this event, as big as it was, if we start addressing these issues now, it sort of paves the way for it getting better and better and better as things go on. Because online play is a thing that's here. We think that as being as vigilant as we are, that we'll create that community where there is fair play and trust in our events. And
I think you've already created it.
Actually, that's true. Like, I actually emailed Abel last night. Hey, Abel, I couldn't sleep. So I went back and see when was the last time we had a player whose account was closed. And it was early May. So I was, okay, we had a good 2 weeks, I think, without actually having a player close their account, which is huge in today's world. So I think we are trying to work on it. Obviously, this is a new tournament, and kids do need to learn a little bit more, but we'll see. But I'm just thankful for all the players who are taking their part and keeping this.
And if you're a player that might have been victimized by fair play, just all we can say is just look at the bigger picture of it. We will find if that did happen, and we will address it. But take a look at the bigger picture. You know, there's going to be some instances where you might have had some unfairness towards you, but it will be addressed and it will be corrected. And the bigger picture is it's really important for all of us to stay together, play chess, and socialize and interact through events like this. So look at it as a marathon, not a sprint. The bigger picture is the most important thing. So Nick, Paul, give us your recap of kind of what you saw. What do you think? Scholastic Chess online?
I was impressed by a lot of the players. You know, some of them are really getting good. It's you know that actually the You Will Resign played really well until the last round.
Yeah. And it was nice to see our regulars.
So,
yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone for
I'm lagging. Thanks everybody.
Thank you all for joining us, the San Francisco Scholastic Chess Championship. What a day. We pulled it off, and we will put the tentative standings up, and then we will follow up with the final standings once we've run all the fair play. Thank you, Nick and Paul, for lending us your expert opinions on these Scholastic games. I think a lot of parents and will get a kick out of the analysis, and we're going to have a lot of games for the newsletter from the Scholastic Championship. So. And maybe we'll tilt the next newsletter towards games from this tournament and go that route. Judith, thank you so much for organizing this like huge monster event.
That's cool.
And just thank you to the trustees from the Mechanics Institute that kind of supported what we were doing here and kind of engaging the Scholastic chess community. And, you know, we have Scholastic chess tournaments every day now. So just look on the Mechanics Institute website, look in Scholastic Chess. We'll have our tournament calendar in there every day. If you're a Scholastic player, we have a tournament every day. So log in and play. We got online classes, all that stuff. Chessclub.org. Look at Scholastic Chess. Everything is there. And follow what we're doing. Facebook.com/MechanicsChess.
Yeah, and thanks for Abel too. He's the director of the chess club, and he's leading us all. So it's a good.
Well, it's easy. I have an amazing team that make me look a lot better than I am, so that always helps. So thank you all for everything you guys do. All right, everyone, let's sign out. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you again very soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. See you.
All right.
We're gonna.
Raid somebody? Or?
Nope.
We'll just out. Drop the mic.
Are we gonna read someone? Let's see. I haven't actually started.
Is the count hanging out?
Count is not up. Vampire Chicken is up. Botes is up, but they don't need rating.
Or we just sign out.
Hikaru, Jen, Shahadi. Yeah, we just sign out. I think it's good. So have a good evening, everyone. Thank you for.
That was just super. I mean, I'm so impressed what you did. You two.
Cool.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.